Everything in the universe moves, pulses, vibrates, and so do you. This isn't just science. It's a truth that we feel deep in our bones when we watch a sunset, listen to a heartbeat, or fall in love. This book is a journey through that cosmic rhythm, the invisible current that connects galaxies, oceans, and the human soul. If you've ever wondered why connection feels magical, or why you sense something greater in moments of stillness, you're already in tune with the pulse of the cosmos. Let's explore it together. Written and published by Mindful Literary. Introduction: The Cosmic Symphony. Awakening to the Pulse. Imagine standing quietly under a vast night sky, feeling the subtle vibrations that ripple through the cosmos. Every star, no matter how far away, emits a faint hum, like the universe whispering its secrets. These aren't just poetic musings, they are real energetic pulses that connect everything. When you quiet your mind and tune into your surroundings, you can start to sense this universal rhythm nesting within you. Your heartbeat, your breathing, and your inner energy resonate with these distant echoes, creating a dance of vibrations that echo through space and time. This connection isn't just metaphorical. It's rooted in the understanding that your life is essentially a series of rhythms. From the slight flutter of your heartbeat to the ebb and flow of your emotions, these pulses mirror the universe's own tempo. So often, we go through our days feeling disconnected or overwhelmed, but beneath all that noise lies a steady, unceasing beat. When you pay attention to this pulse, you begin to see how your inner world and the universe are synchronized. It's like tuning into a cosmic radio station, where each signal invites you to listen more deeply to your own life and the world around you. Developing this sense of awareness requires slowing down and paying attention to your body's signals. It means noticing the tiny fluctuations in your mood, the rhythm of your breath, and the subtle shifts in your energy. As you become more attuned, you realize that feeling the universe's heartbeat isn't about grand gestures, but about recognizing the small, consistent pulses that fill your everyday life. For instance, the quiet reminder of your own breath can serve as a bridge to connect with the universe's larger rhythm, anchoring you in the present moment and opening the door to a deeper sense of harmony. Practically, you can practice sensing this pulse by dedicating a few moments each day to simple mindfulness. Sit quietly, close your eyes if you're comfortable, and focus on your chest rising and falling with each breath. Feel how this gentle rhythm keeps engaging you, moment after moment, like a metronome guiding your awareness inward. Once you're comfortable with this, expand your focus to the space around you. Notice the faint sounds, the stillness, or even the distant hum of life outside your window. Recognizing these signals as part of a larger cosmic pattern helps you see that your personal rhythm is just a small but vital part of a greater pulse that sustains everything. By cultivating this sensitivity, you can begin to perceive life's deeper currents more clearly. When you synchronize your energy with the universe's heartbeat, you might find yourself feeling more centered, grounded, and connected. It's as if tuning into this rhythm allows you to flow more smoothly through your daily challenges, knowing that you are part of something far greater. The more you practice aligning with your inner pulse and the universe's hum, the more natural it becomes to experience moments of clarity amidst chaos, peace amidst noise, and a sense of belonging within the vastness. Keep in mind, this isn't about achieving perfection or constant harmony. Sometimes, the pulse may feel faint or uneven. That's part of the natural variation in life's rhythm. The key is to stay curious and gentle with yourself as you learn to read these signals. Over time, this awareness can become a supportive companion, helping you navigate life's ups and downs with a steady, rhythmic anchor rooted in the universe's own heartbeat. Remember, the universe's hum is always there. It's simply a matter of tuning in and allowing yourself to feel it profoundly in every moment. Why this matters? At its core, life is a series of exchanges, moments where energy flows between things and people, often without us noticing. Think of energy as the invisible current that powers everything around us, much like electricity running beneath our everyday experiences. When you begin to recognize this flow, it's as if a veil lifts, revealing how deeply connected your inner world is to the outer world. Each smile, breath, or even a passing thought carries a vibration that influences the environment and, in turn, shapes your reality. Understanding this interconnected web helps you see beyond surface appearances and into the deeper rhythm that moves everything, including yourself. Living with awareness of this energy weaving through each moment transforms how you see yourself. Instead of viewing your emotions or thoughts as isolated, disconnected happenings, you realize they are part of a larger dance, each one influencing and influenced by what's around you. This shift in perspective invites a more compassionate attitude towards yourself and others because you begin to see everyone as a point on this massive web. For example, a kind word or a moment of genuine attention doesn't just affect one person, it ripples outward. Recognizing this universal flow encourages you to act with more intention, knowing that your energy is a powerful force capable of change, both inwardly and outwardly. Similarly, this awareness deepens your perception of the world. Nature's quiet energy pulses through every leaf, mountain, and stream, reminding us that we are part of something much larger than ourselves. When you tune into this truth, it becomes easier to appreciate the beauty in everyday routines and mundane moments, understanding that even a simple walk or a cup of tea is infused with life's vibrant energy. This realization can make you feel more rooted, more connected to your surroundings, and more aware of the subtle currents that shape your experience. In essence, grasping this invisible web allows you to live more fully, recognizing that each moment holds the potential for connection and transformation. To tap into this level of awareness, start by cultivating presence. Pay close attention to your breath and sensations. Notice how your chest rises and falls, how your feet feel on the ground, or how a breeze brushes against your skin. These small awareness exercises remind you that your energy doesn't exist in isolation. It's part of a constantly moving, breathing whole. As you integrate this into daily life, you'll notice a shift, a greater sense of belonging, purpose, and harmony with the world around you. This isn't just poetic ideation, but an actionable approach to living rooted in the understanding that everything is connected through energy, guiding you toward a richer, more authentic experience every day. The promise of the book. Imagine standing under a vast, starlit sky, feeling both tiny and profoundly connected. That sensation captures the essence of what this journey aims to do. Merge the logical, the mystical, and the narrative into a single tapestry that reveals the universe's deepest secrets. Science offers us tools to measure, analyze, and understand the world around us, but it often leaves out the feeling of wonder that sparks curiosity. Spirituality invites us to experience that awe firsthand, connecting us to something larger than ourselves, beyond what can be measured. Storytelling acts as the bridge, weaving facts and feelings into an accessible, memorable narrative that invites everyone to participate in the adventure. Blending these elements isn't about diluting the truth or complicating reality. It's about layering awareness. For instance, consider how quantum physics runs counter to everyday intuition, suggesting a universe where particles exist in a state of probability until observed. That idea can seem mystical until you realize it's explainable through scientific inquiry. But explaining doesn't dismiss the wonder, it enhances it. When you tell a story about a scientist who, in the quiet hours of night, glimpsed a universe more mysterious than myth, you tap into that deep human craving for connection and understanding. The goal is to inspire a sense of awe that moves beyond intellectual pursuit, awakening a visceral feeling that makes the universe feel alive and intimate. In practical terms, this approach involves embracing curiosity about the world's unseen threads, the invisible forces, divine harmonies, or cosmic dances that underlie physical realities. Think of it as threading a needle. Science provides the needle and thread, but storytelling adds the fabric, and spirituality provides the pattern. The process involves asking big questions and being open to poetic answers that challenge traditional boundaries. Sharing stories from pioneering scientists, mystics, or explorers becomes a method of igniting that spark in others. This journey is rooted in an awareness that understanding isn't just about acquiring facts, but about feeling connected to the bigger picture and recognizing ourselves as part of a grand, unfolding story that is still being written. The true power lies in how we communicate these ideas. When we tell a story that intertwines scientific discovery with personal experience or spiritual insight, we create a bridge that invites empathy and curiosity. For example, describing the discovery of the cosmic microwave background radiation, evidence of the universe's origins, through a narrative about scientists peering into the night sky late at night can make the abstract concrete and relatable. Using storytelling as a tool transforms complex concepts into moments of human connection, helping others see themselves as explorers in this vast, mysterious cosmos. Through this blend, the universe isn't just a cold expanse, but a living story awaiting our participation. To truly embrace this approach, cultivate an attitude of wonder and patience. Allow yourself to sit with questions that don't have immediate answers. Notice how small details, a pattern in a leaf, a star's flicker, can lead to bigger insights when combined with curiosity and storytelling. Remember, the most profound discoveries often start with simple observations and a desire to understand what lies beyond the surface. When you share your experiences or insights, aim for clarity and emotional resonance, creating a space where both mind and heart can feel the truth emerging. This practice helps dissolve the boundary between science and spirituality, making the journey accessible for everyone willing to open their eyes and listen to the universe's quiet whispering. One practical tip: keep a journal of moments that evoke awe, whether it's a scientific fact, a spiritual insight, or a vivid story you hear or tell yourself. Over time, these moments can be woven into personal narratives or shared reflections that deepen your appreciation for the universe's mysteries. These stories serve as bridges for others, inspiring them to find their own threads in the cosmic fabric. When you approach this journey with openness and a sense of adventure, you become a living testament to the potential for wonder in everyday life, reminding everyone that the universe's greatest secrets are often hidden just beneath the surface, waiting for a curious eye and a willing heart to uncover them. Chapter 1: The First Vibration. The Big Bang's Echo. Imagine standing on the edge of something unimaginable, witnessing the moment when the universe burst into existence. About 13.8 billion years ago, everything we know, space, time, matter, began from a single, infinitely dense point known as a singularity. Then, in an instant, that point expanded rapidly, unleashing a colossal release of energy in what we call the Big Bang. This event didn't just create matter. It sparked the very fabric of reality, setting everything into motion from nothingness to everything we observe today. It's as if the universe hit a cosmic start button, but instead of a gentle beginning, it was more like a thunderclap reverberating through the void. This initial burst was not an explosion in the common sense. Rather, it was an expansion of space itself, filled with an intense energy that stretched out in all directions. Think of it like a balloon inflating at an astonishing rate, except the balloon was not just expanding, but all of space and time were inflating along with it. During the first tiny fractions of a second, the universe went through a period called cosmic inflation, a moment when it grew exponentially faster than the speed of light. This brief but crucial phase smoothed out the universe's initial irregularities, laying the groundwork for the galaxies and stars to develop later. The temperature was unimaginably high, and particles were flying around in a chaotic dance, colliding at energies so intense that they fused, split, and reshaped matter continuously. What's remarkable is that this event is not just a story about an ancient burst, but the origin of everything you see around you, your existence included. The light from that very moment, however, is now billions of years away from reaching us directly because the early universe was so hot and dense that photons, particles of light, couldn't escape. Instead, we infer the Big Bang's occurrence through cosmic background radiation, the faint, uniform glow that fills the universe like a cosmic fingerprint, confirming that everything started from a hot, dense state. Understanding the Big Bang means feeding into the grand narrative of how simplicity gave way to complexity, how chaos sparked order, and how the universe's first symphony emerged from a single, deafening note that still echoes through space today. By imagining this origin story, we not only get a glimpse of the universe's earliest moments, but also find ourselves connected to that primordial energy. That explosion was the universe's first act, the opening chord of a vast, unfolding symphony that continues to play out in galaxies, nebulae, and stars, each one a note in the cosmic melody. Recognizing this beginning shapes how we see ourselves today, as the universe's story is still ongoing, writing its next chapters with every passing second. It's humbling and awe-inspiring to think how from that sudden, fiery burst, celestial bodies would eventually coil into the intricate structures that support life, including you sitting here pondering it all. Quantum whispers. Imagine a vast, bubbling ocean, not made of water but of tiny particles, each one a restless spark, flickering unpredictably, never quite settling into one place or state. This is the world of quantum particles, where certainty gives way to possibility, and outcomes are best described by probabilities rather than absolutes. Unlike the predictable, clockwork universe of classical physics, quantum reality is more like a jazz improvisation, sounding chaotic, yet undeniably beautiful in its spontaneity. Every particle is engaged in a dance that's impossible to pin down with absolute certainty, And this dance reveals something profound about the universe itself. It's inherently creative and constantly in flux. What makes this dance so intriguing is how particles don't stick strictly to one path or one identity. Instead, they exist in a cloud of possibilities, a superposition, until we look closely enough to observe them. Think of a particle as a shimmering tendril of potential rather than a fixed point. This intrinsic uncertainty isn't a flaw or an accident, but a fundamental feature of reality, like the universe's heartbeat echoing through the tiny vibrations of particles. When particles interact, they don't follow a predetermined script, but play out countless potential outcomes simultaneously, akin to actors improvising on stage without a script. The universe's creative essence becomes visible in this endless, probabilistic waltz of particles, where chaos and order merge in a delicate balance. This restless behavior isn't just random noise. It serves as the fuel for the universe's continuous renewal. These particles, in their probabilistic state, are constantly exploring different configurations, energies, and interactions. Each fluctuation, each tiny shift, contributes to a universe that's alive with possibility. The more we study this dance, the more we see that it's a display of raw, unfiltered creativity, a universe that offers endless room for innovation, change, and growth. When you understand this, it becomes clear that the seeming chaos of quantum particles is actually the universe's way of expressing its innate urge to evolve, adapt, and surprise itself at every turn. This dynamic, unpredictable dance is where the universe's mysterious, restless nature reveals itself most vividly, inviting us into a world where creation never ceases but transforms, flows, and surprises at every step. In practical terms, observing this dance helps us appreciate how the fundamental parts of reality are in constant motion, shaping everything from the tiniest subatomic interactions to the grand cosmic structures. It's like understanding that the wind is always whispering and shifting. No two moments are exactly the same. This realization can inspire us to embrace change more openly, recognizing that unpredictability isn't something to fear, but a wellspring of possibility. By viewing the universe as a creative, ever-changing symphony played by particles, we transform how we see ourselves and our place within this restless, vibrant cosmos. The lesson here is simple but profound. Accepting the uncertainty at the core of existence can empower us to navigate life with a lighter heart and a more curious mind, open to the endless improvisations of our own story. The human connection. At the core of our being lies a fundamental truth. The energy that created the stars and the vast galaxies is also coursing through us. This isn't just poetic metaphor, but a real, palpable connection rooted in the science of energy and the fabric of everything around us. Imagine the universe as a vast, living ocean of energy, constantly flowing and shifting. When you breathe in, you draw in that same primal force, a pulse that was present at the birth of everything. It's easy to forget that this energy is not distant or abstract. It's very much alive within your cells, your heart, your thoughts, and your feelings. Recognizing this interconnection shifts your sense of self from a separate entity into part of a greater whole, a tiny but vital expression of the universe's ongoing spark. This realization can be both grounding and empowering. When you understand that the same energy that powers galaxies blooms within you, a profound sense of belonging arises. It provides a foundation for feeling more connected to others and to life itself. You're no longer isolated in your daily struggles. Instead, you see yourself as a conduit for universal energy, capable of influencing and being influenced by the world around you. Physically, this recognition can also help you tune into your body's natural rhythms and intuition, acknowledging that your own vitality is a mirror of the cosmos's unseen forces. When you start to see yourself through this lens, simple acts like breathing or smiling become celebrations of a shared, energetic dance that links you to every part of existence. Understanding that the cosmic pulse flows through you is also a doorway to greater self-awareness. Think of your body as a vessel that carries an ancient, ever-present force. When you sit still or move with intention, you become more consciously aware of this energy, sensing its ebb and flow. This awareness can deepen your connection to your feelings, instincts, and even your creative impulses, all of which are expressions of this universal current. By acknowledging this energetic link, you may find yourself more resilient during challenging times, realizing that you're never truly cut off from the larger source. Instead, you're an integral part of a vast interconnected web, a tiny spark with the power to ignite change, both within and beyond yourself. To start tuning into this internal rhythm, take a moment each day to simply breathe deeply, imagining that each inhalation draws in the vibrant energy of the universe. Feel it filling your lungs, moving through your bloodstream, awakening your senses. As you exhale, release any tension or doubts, trusting that this flow sustains you, connects you, and reminds you of your infinite potential. This simple practice can serve as a daily reminder that you are not separate from the universe. Rather, you are a living, breathing testament to it. When you approach life with this awareness, every challenge becomes an opportunity to tap into that wellspring of energy that surrounds and sustains us all, making your journey through life a conscious act of alignment with the cosmos itself. Chapter 2: Stardust and Soul. We are the cosmos. When you look up at the night sky, it's easy to feel small, almost insignificant. But that feeling misses the bigger picture. Every atom that makes up your body, every carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, and calcium, originated in the fiery hearts of stars long gone. These stars lived their luminous lives burning fiercely, fusing lighter elements into heavier ones in their cores. When they exhausted their fuel, they exploded in spectacular supernovae, scattering their enriched guts across space. Over countless billions of years, this cosmic debris traveled through space, eventually coalescing into planets, including ours. So the next time you breathe in, remember, you're inhaling stardust. That's not just poetic fancy, but a hard scientific truth. Your existence is intimately woven into the universe's story, with every part of you carrying the legacy of ancient stars. This connection isn't just poetic, it's a powerful reminder of the universe's cycle of life. The elements that formed you have been through a journey that's as old as time itself. They've been part of collapsing clouds of gas, they've ignited in stellar cores, and they've been violently redistributed by cosmic explosions. All that matter eventually found its way onto Earth, where it transformed into living organisms. You and I are living proof of that process, not separate from the universe, but made of it from the very start. In essence, your body is a universe within itself, containing galaxies of atoms, each with a story that reaches back to the earliest stars. Recognizing this truth can help you see your life as part of a much larger story, one that connects you to the cosmos in profound ways. Understanding this cosmic kinship transforms the way you see yourself, and it can be surprisingly grounding. It's easy to get caught up in everyday worries and forget that you are literally built from the universe's ancient fire. This knowledge can be a source of comfort, resilience, and even wonder. When life feels overwhelming, consider that you are carrying the echoes of stars that burned millions of years ago. Your atoms have been part of countless worlds and beings before you. Instead of seeing yourself as separate or insignificant, embrace this interconnection. Recognize that, in a very real sense, you are the cosmos experiencing itself. This perspective can inspire a deeper appreciation for your place in the universe, encouraging you to act with care and reverence for the life and matter you carry. To deepen this understanding, spend a moment contemplating the origins of your everyday materials. The water you drink, the air you breathe, even the food you eat. All of these are remnants of ancient cosmic events. Scientific tools like spectrometers let us trace the light from stars to understand their composition, showing exactly how each element in your body came into being. By connecting the dots, you can see yourself as a living testament to the universe's ongoing creation. This awareness can infuse your daily routines with a sense of purpose and continuity, reminding you that, in cosmic terms, you are an active participant in this grand unfolding story of matter and energy. The alchemy of elements. The periodic table isn't just a chart filled with symbols and numbers. It's a map of the universe's most fundamental building blocks. When you look at it, imagine a sprawling city where each element is a unique neighborhood with its own personality and role. Some are stable and dependable, like iron, giving strength to your muscles. Others are mysterious, like uranium, whispering secrets of energy release. This seamless web of elements shapes everything around us, including you. Recognizing how these tiny, often invisible particles come together makes you realize your own existence is a symphony of atoms dancing in perfect harmony. This voyage through the elements is full of surprises. Every atom has a nucleus at its core, packed with protons and neutrons, that determines the element's identity. Orbiting this core are shells filled with electrons, racing around in a blur, caught in a delicate balance that influences how elements interact. These interactions, called chemical bonds, are like conversations between neighbors, deciding who shares what with whom. Your body, for instance, is an intricate network of such exchanges. Oxygen binds to carbon, calcium forms the backbone of your bones, and nitrogen keeps your cells alive. Understanding these interactions helps you see that your very essence isn't separate from the universe's grand design, but an active participant in its ongoing story. Think of the periodic table as a poetic ledger, recording the universe's storytelling through elements. Each element's properties, from atomic weight to reactivity, tell a story about their origins and roles. Some formed during the fiery explosions of dying stars, casting cosmic seeds into space, eventually settling into planets, including Earth. These elements then layered themselves into minerals, composing the very ground beneath your feet, and merged into the building blocks of life: proteins, fats, carbohydrates, all crafted from just a handful of simple elements. As you explore this ocean of elements, remember that the universe's narrative is inscribed in every atom, including the one inside you, revealing that you are both a reader and a writer of your own story in this endless, wondrous embroidery of matter. The emotional resonance. When you look up at the night sky, it's easy to feel a sense of wonder that stretches beyond the immediate world around you. That all you experience isn't just a fleeting sensation. It taps into something primal, a reminder that you are part of a universe much larger than your daily concerns. This feeling stirs your curiosity, urging you to understand what lies beyond the familiar, beyond what's visible or tangible. It's this hunger for discovery that can bring a profound sense of purpose, linking your existence to something timeless and vast. In those quiet moments under the stars, you realize that seeking meaning isn't a distraction, but a natural human instinct designed to forge a connection to the greater whole. This connection is often the spark that ignites your desire to explore, learn, and grow. It makes everyday worries feel smaller, more manageable, because your mind begins to see life as a piece of a grand puzzle. That sense of wonder can energize your spirit, giving you the motivation to pursue passions with a renewed sense of purpose. As you stand beneath the night sky, feeling the cold air against your skin, it's as if the universe whispers that you are part of something bigger, something worth exploring, understanding, and ultimately embracing. When you soften your perspective to see yourself as a tiny, yet vital, part of this cosmic dance, your sense of identity deepens and your emotional resilience gets a gentle uplift. Feelings of awe and curiosity foster a longing to belong, not just to a specific group or community, but to a larger story that encompasses all of existence. That longing often manifests in creative pursuits, spiritual practices, or simple acts of reflection that help bridge the gap between your personal experience and the universe's vastness. Recognizing and nurturing this innate desire to connect through awe can lead you toward meaningful moments of clarity. These moments serve as gentle reminders that your existence isn't isolated. It's woven into a seamless fabric of life, time, and space. Cultivating this sense of wonder encourages you to reach beyond routine, helping you discover a deeper purpose and a stronger sense of belonging that sustains you through life's inevitable ups and downs. By embracing awe and curiosity as fundamental parts of your emotional landscape, you build a foundation rooted in openness. This openness allows you to accept new ideas, experience life more fully, and deepen your understanding of yourself and others. It's about allowing yourself to see beyond the immediate into the depths of what truly matters. When you let your curiosity lead the way, every moment becomes an opportunity to connect with something meaningful. Whether that's through quiet reflection, engaging with nature, or simply appreciating the beauty of everyday life. That connection fuels your inner drive, turning a fleeting sense of wonder into a lasting source of motivation and resilience in your journey through life. Practically speaking, nurturing this bond with awe can be as simple as setting aside time to observe the natural world or journaling your thoughts after a moment of reflection. It's about allowing space for curiosity to unfold naturally, without judgment or expectation. Over time, these small acts deepen your sense of connection and gradually expand your capacity for wonder, helping you find meaning even in ordinary moments. When you recognize that feeling awe is not just an emotional response, but an essential part of your inner life, it becomes a reliable guide, a gentle reminder that your quest for deeper meaning is ongoing and worth tending to each day. Chapter 3: The Invisible Web. Energy as the Universal Thread. Imagine standing beneath a night sky sprinkled with stars, each shining point connected by invisible threads of energy. It's easy to think of space as vast and cold, but within it, energy weaves a tapestry that links galaxies, stars, planets, and every creature living on them. This energy isn't just the stuff that powers stars or fuels cosmic explosions. It's the fundamental fabric that holds everything in this universe together. Like threads in a sprawling web, these connections stretch far beyond what our eyes can see, creating a network so intricate that it's almost alive in its own right. This web of energy doesn't stop at the boundaries of galaxies. Instead, it flows through ecosystems on Earth, energizing forests, rivers, and animals, forging a powerful connection between the living world and the cosmos. Think about how a bee gathering nectar links a flower's life to its own survival, or how a river's current moves nutrients and energy across sprawling landscapes. These natural exchanges are shapes of energy at work, constantly circulating, transforming, and giving life to everything they touch. Within our own hearts, a different but equally profound connection exists. Our thoughts, emotions, and intentions generate subtle energetic fields that ripple outward, influencing not only our physical health, but also our environment and the people around us. When you smile at a stranger or lend a hand, you're not just making a simple gesture. You're adding your personal energy strand to this enormous web, reinforcing bonds of connection. Every individual acts as a node in this vast network, transmitting energy that influences entire ecosystems and even the galaxy's grand ballet. Understanding this interconnected web means recognizing that energy isn't a resource to be hoarded or feared. It's a constant, flowing presence that connects everything with a purpose. From the smallest atomic particles to colossal galaxies, every piece of matter and every living being is engaged in an ongoing dance of energy exchange. It's a reminder that nothing exists in true isolation. Instead, everything is part of a larger collective movement, a dance that sustains the universe and all its inhabitants. To visualize these links, think of a symphony where each instrument contributes to a harmonious whole. If one instrument goes out of tune or drops out, the entire piece suffers. Similarly, when you nurture your own energetic health through mindfulness, movement, or simply being present, you help keep this cosmic orchestra in better tune. Small acts of kindness, moments of gratitude, and conscious awareness send ripples through the energy web, strengthening the bonds that hold everything together. This perspective invites us to see ourselves not as isolated individuals, but as integral strands in a cosmic fabric that spans galaxies to gut feelings, each playing its part in the ongoing symphony of life. By embracing the idea that energy links all things, we become more aware of the impact of our actions and intentions. We begin to see ourselves as active participants in shaping the energetic web, influencing the health of ecosystems, communities, and even the universe itself. When you feel overwhelmed or disconnected, remember that you're part of a vast, vibrant network, an endless flow of energy that connects hearts, planets, and stars into a larger, interconnected story. Recognizing and respecting this connection offers a new way to navigate life, appreciating the unseen threads that tie us all into something greater than ourselves. One practical way to harness this understanding is to infuse your daily routines with positive energy. Simple practices like deep breathing, mindful observation of nature, or heartfelt gratitude can amplify your personal vibrations. These small but intentional acts send signals into the web, encouraging a ripple effect of kindness and vitality that can extend far beyond what you might expect. Remember, energy is not just a force acting upon us. It is a current we can choose to flow with, strengthening the connections that sustain us all. Fields and forces. Our everyday lives are filled with unseen forces that shape everything around us, yet many of us rarely pause to imagine their silent work. Take a moment and think about the gravity pulling you down, holding your feet flat on the ground, and keeping everything from floating away. Gravity is like an invisible hand, softly tugging at the planet and everything on it, maintaining the delicate balance that sustains life. Meanwhile, electromagnetic forces are equally silent but profoundly powerful, controlling everything from the light that warms your skin to the signals that enable your phone to work. When you turn on a lamp or send a message, you're witnessing these unseen forces in action, crisscrossing the universe with invisible threads. What makes these forces so captivating is that they aren't visible to the naked eye. Yet their effects are everywhere, holding planets in orbit, guiding electrons in circuits, and even weaving the fabric of reality itself through the strange phenomenon called entanglement. Imagine two particles so deeply connected that a change in one instantaneously affects the other, regardless of the distance separating them. This mysterious connection defies common sense, yet it's a real aspect of quantum physics, illustrating how the universe's fabric is woven with threads we can't see but can only sense through their influence. Visualizing these invisible forces is like trying to see the wind. While you can't see the air, you can observe how it moves leaves or bends trees. Once you understand their patterns and impacts, it becomes easier to sense how these forces subtly shape every moment of your existence. Understanding the nature of these forces not only grants us a richer appreciation of the universe, but also sparks curiosity about our own place within it. Think of gravity as a gentle embrace, keeping the moon in orbit around Earth and planets circling stars. Meanwhile, electromagnetism acts like a vast electrical and magnetic network, powering our modern world and transmitting information at the speed of light. Quantum entanglement, on the other hand, teases us with the idea that reality might be far stranger and more interconnected than our senses tell us. When you start to notice these forces at work, whether in the stability of your body, the operation of your devices, or the mysterious bonds in nature, you begin to see that the universe is held together by a web of powerful, invisible threads. Recognizing these forces in daily life transforms the way you see the world, no longer as a collection of separate objects, but as an interconnected whole, alive with unseen energy. To truly visualize these forces, try observing simple natural phenomena. Watch how a magnetic compass realigns itself in the presence of unseen magnetic fields. Notice how your body maintains balance, thanks in part to gravity and the equilibrium of internal fluids, even when you move around or shift your stance. For a more hands-on approach, experiment with simple physics. Drop a ball and observe its fall, feeling the acceleration as gravity pulls it downward. In the quantum realm, even the act of observing particles can influence their behavior, reminding us that at a fundamental level, reality is intertwined with observation itself. Embracing the idea that these forces are both invisible and essential can change how you approach understanding the world, making you more aware of the delicate balance that sustains everything from the microscopic to the cosmic level. Engaging with these concepts is also about recognizing that everything is interconnected. When you accept that gravity keeps the planets in their dance around the sun, or that electromagnetic forces are powering your devices, you realize that your daily experience is shaped by a universe full of subtle, unseen energies. If you take nothing else away, remember that visualizing these invisible forces begins with awareness. Pay attention to the small signs, how a magnet pulls metal objects, how light bends around edges, how your own body maintains posture without conscious effort. These small observations help develop an intuitive sense of the unseen forces working tirelessly around and within you, anchoring your world in a web of continuous, often unnoticed influence. Recognizing and appreciating these forces makes the invisible visible, even if only in your mind, which can deepen your connection to the universe's profound harmony. One practical tip to sharpen your perception is to spend a moment each day observing natural phenomena that demonstrate these forces. For instance, notice how a glass of water appears to cling to a magnet spread nearby, or how shadows shift in response to the sun's movement, subtle hints of gravity and light at work. By doing so, you begin to develop an appreciation for the invisible energies that govern our existence. This practice not only enhances your understanding of science, but also fosters a sense of wonder and curiosity about the universe's hidden architecture, guiding you to see beyond what's immediately apparent and embrace the silent, persistent forces shaping your world. Stories of synchronicity. Everyone has experienced those moments when the timing feels just right, or something seemingly insignificant turns out to be oddly significant. These stories might seem like mere luck or chance, but often they're whispers from something larger, hinting that life is woven together in ways we can't always see. Imagine you're thinking about an old friend, and suddenly they call out of the blue, or you keep encountering a specific number or phrase repeatedly throughout your day. These aren't just happenstances. Many believe they are signals, signs that the universe is trying to communicate or realign. Such moments have a way of making us pause, reflect, and wonder whether there's more beneath the surface of everyday life. There's a certain poetry to these tales. Stories of people who stumble upon objects exactly when they need them most, or find themselves at a crossroads only to make a choice that changes everything. Take, for example, someone who keeps seeing a particular song or phrase, only to realize later it was connected to an important decision or a message they needed to hear. These occurrences often come with a sense of serendipity, sparking feelings that we are part of a larger, interconnected web. They remind us that the universe might have a way of guiding us, nudging us in subtle yet meaningful ways. The key is noticing these moments, recognizing their significance, and staying open to the idea that life isn't always random. Sometimes, it's orchestrated by something beyond our immediate understanding. Many people share stories where their thoughts or intentions seem to manifest in real life almost instantly. One famous example involves someone who desperately needs a specific book, only to find it unexpectedly in a secondhand shop, while being completely unaware of its significance. Another common narrative features travelers who, after experiencing a series of unlikely encounters, discover they've crossed paths with exactly the right person at just the right time. These stories continue to circulate because they evoke a deep sense of wonder and reassurance. They suggest that the universe listens and responds in ways that surpass logic or probability. Recognizing these moments often invites a shift in how we see our lives, as parts of a larger pattern, rather than separate threads running parallel. This perspective can encourage us to trust ourselves more and remain attentive to the subtle signals that life offers every day. Chapter 4. The Rhythm of Nature. Earth's Heartbeat. Imagine the Earth as a living, breathing organism, its heartbeat echoing through the changing seasons, shifting tides, and the grand migrations of creatures big and small. These natural cycles are not random. They are precise, rhythmic patterns that reflect the universe's own pulse. Each season brings a new energy, a different hue to the landscape, and a shift in the behaviors of plants and animals. Just as your heartbeat can tell you if something is wrong, these rhythms reveal the health and vitality of our planet. When you tune into these movements, you start feeling the Earth's heartbeat beneath your feet, in your bones, in your very core. The rhythm of the seasons guides many aspects of life on Earth, from the flowering of trees in spring to the harvest time in late summer and the quiet slumber of winter. These transitions are orchestrated by shifts in daylight, temperature, and atmospheric pressure, all synchronized with the orbit of our planet around the sun. This constant dance influences everything from crop cycles to animal migrations, creating a complex web of interconnected patterns that keep the planet in balance. For humans, these cycles have historically dictated planting times, hunting seasons, and even social activities, like how ancient communities celebrated the solstices and equinoxes as markers of change. Recognizing these cycles inside ourselves, perhaps through our moods or energy levels, allows us to better understand our place within this grand rhythm. Tides are another critical rhythm, governed by the gravitational pull of the moon and the sun. They act like the Earth's own heartbeat, pulsing rhythmically on a predictable schedule. Tides influence shoreline ecosystems, guiding the movement of fish, birds, and marine mammals. For those living near the coast or fishing, understanding tidal patterns isn't just a matter of convenience. It's a crucial part of survival and success. But tides aren't just about water levels. They also symbolize the ebbs and flows we experience in life, the high points of joy and the low dips of difficulty. Recognizing these patterns, both in the natural world and within ourselves, helps us stay grounded, aligned with the larger forces at work around us and within us. The migrations of animals further illustrate this intrinsic rhythm. Birds, whales, and countless other species follow ancient pathways, guided by celestial cues, magnetic fields, and environmental signals. These migrations are like Earth's own rehearsed symphony, timed precisely to seasonal changes and resource availability. For these creatures, missing a cue could be disastrous. For us, ignoring the signals of change can have its costs. Their journeys remind us that movement and adaptation are fundamental parts of life, and that we too must tune into the natural cues that signal when to shift, grow, or rest. Paying attention to these migratory patterns offers insight into our own journeys, what we are called to leave behind, what new horizons await, and how we might better flow with the natural currents instead of resisting them. Feeling the Earth's heartbeat is more than just observing these phenomena from afar. It's about cultivating awareness of the subtle signals embedded in daily life. Noticing the changing sunlight, the patterns of wind, or the flowering of a particular plant can be small acts of attunement that deepen our connection to the planet's rhythm. Synchronizing our routines with these natural cues might involve planting crops according to lunar phases, or adjusting our activities with the seasons. Perhaps even taking time for reflection during the quiet winter months or embracing vitality in the vibrant spring. When we attune ourselves to this intricate timing, life becomes more harmonious, and we begin to feel our own internal rhythms resonating in tune with the Earth's pulse. Remember, you don't need to be a scientist or a seasoned herbalist to feel this rhythm. It's available to everyone if you simply slow down enough to notice. The key is to develop a habit of paying attention. Listen to the sounds in the environment, observe the recurring patterns around you, and notice how your energy shifts in response to the changing seasons. By doing so, you start to recognize that your own heartbeat, mood, and energy aren't separate from the Earth's rhythm. They are part of it. Developing this awareness can ground you during turbulent times and bring a sense of stability rooted in the natural order we all share. So, whether you're gazing at the horizon at dawn, feeling the pull of the tide, or simply observing the way leaves fall in autumn, remember that these are all expressions of the Earth's pulse. The more you listen, the more you align yourself with this energetic rhythm that pulses through everything. In doing this, you not only deepen your understanding of the world around you, but also reconnect with the fundamental rhythm that sustains all life, your own included. Start small. Notice the seasonal shifts, pay attention to the tides, or observe migratory patterns. Over time, this awareness will become a natural part of how you experience life, anchoring you in the timeless dance of our planet's heartbeat. The dance of ecosystems. Imagine standing in the middle of a vast forest, sunlight filtering through a canopy of green, casting patches of warmth onto the forest floor. That sunlight isn't just lighting up the leaves. It's the starting point of a complex dance of energy that fuels the entire ecosystem. Plants absorb this sunlight through photosynthesis, transforming it into energy that becomes the foundation for most life forms around them. This energy doesn't stay put. It moves upward through the food chain, nourishing herbivores that graze on leaves and grasses, which in turn become prey for carnivores higher up. Every step in this chain is like a note in a grand symphony, with each organism playing its part in maintaining balance and harmony. Oceans, vast and mysterious, function as enormous energy reservoirs, with sunlight warming their surface and driving the watery ecosystem beneath. Phytoplankton, tiny plants floating near the surface, are the prime actors here. They capture sunlight, converting it into energy that sustains a multitude of marine life, from tiny fish to the majestic whales that glide through the depths. The flow of energy in oceans is especially crucial because water supports more than 70% of Earth's surface. As small creatures feed on phytoplankton, larger fish, and eventually predators like sharks or dolphins, the energy cascade continues, creating a vibrant, interconnected web. This movement of energy is the pulse of the ocean, a rhythm that, despite being hidden from our view, keeps the entire marine ecosystem alive and thriving. Animals, whether roaming the land or swimming in the sea, serve as both consumers and transmitters of energy. For example, a lion stalking a herd of zebras is part of a grand system where energy from the grasslands is passed up through various animals. When a predator catches its prey, it's not just a hunt, it's a transfer of energy, fueling the predator's survival and growth. This process doesn't end there. Decomposers like fungi and bacteria break down what's left behind, releasing nutrients back into the environment and completing the cycle. Think of this whole process as a continuous, flowing melody. Each creature, each plant, every drop of energy playing its note at the right time. Without this fluid movement, ecosystems would grind to a halt, much like a symphony without rhythm or harmony. This intricate energy flow is what keeps ecosystems resilient and adaptable. It allows forests, oceans, and animals to respond to changes, be it weather shifts, human influence, or natural aging. For instance, when a part of an ecosystem experiences a sudden bloom of algae, it temporarily alters energy flow, affecting all dependent creatures. Over time, the system adjusts, new balances are struck, and different species thrive or decline. Recognizing this delicate balance reminds us of our own connection to nature. Every choice we make impacts the flow of energy. Whether planting a tree, reducing pollution, or conserving water, we influence this grand, breathing system that sustains all life. A practical tip to observe these energy flows more consciously is to spend time near natural settings, parks, lakes, or forests, and watch the interactions unfold. Notice how the movement of animals, the growth of plants, and even the weather patterns are interconnected. These simple observations can deepen your understanding of how energy keeps the planet alive, making it easier to appreciate the importance of caring for our environment and ensuring that this incredible dance continues for generations to come. Lessons from the wild. Nature offers a never-ending story of resilience. Trees that weather storms, rivers carving through mountains, animals adapting to shifting environments. All these images teach us about patience, perseverance, and flexibility. When circumstances get tough, nature doesn't panic or give up. It adjusts, finds new pathways, and continues to thrive. You can draw on this quiet strength to deepen your own resilience. Think about how a leaf endures the seasons, losing its vibrancy in winter, only to bloom again come spring. That cyclic renewal is a gentle reminder that setbacks are temporary and often necessary parts of growth. By observing these natural rhythms, you can start to see challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities to adapt and evolve your own creative energy. Balance is the heartbeat of the natural world. A forest, for instance, relies on a delicate equilibrium. Each tree, insect, and predator plays its part. When one element falters, others step in to restore harmony. This balance is not static, it's constantly shifting and fine-tuning itself. For us, creating an environment where ideas can flourish requires recognizing that balance isn't about perfection, but about adaptability. Sometimes, the mind needs space to breathe, just as a stream needs room to flow without obstruction. Other times, discipline anchors the flow. Learning to read these natural cues helps you remain centered amid chaos. Spend time in quiet observation. Watch how a bird chooses its perch or how a flower finds just the right amount of sunlight. These small lessons in balance can open new channels for your own creativity, helping you stay rooted yet flexible enough to innovate when it matters most. Natural resilience and balance can serve as practical guides in your journey of self-discovery and creation. For example, cultivating patience during a slow project echoes a tree's steady growth. Learning to accept setbacks without losing momentum mirrors a river's persistent journey around obstacles. Making space for spontaneous inspiration among structured routines resembles a forest clearing, an area where light floods in, sparking new growth. To harness these lessons, begin by paying closer attention to your surroundings. Notice how a spider mends its web after a gust or a fox patiently waits for the right moment to pounce. These behaviors are lessons in persistence, timing, and adaptability. They show you how to meet your own challenges with grace and strength. Applying this to your creative pursuits means embracing setbacks as part of the process and trusting your inner strength to carry you through tough patches without losing sight of your bigger vision. In practical terms, try to set aside moments of stillness where you can observe your own patterns of resilience. When you're facing a problem, ask yourself what the natural world might suggest. Can you adjust your approach as water does when faced with resistance? Can you remain flexible, shifting your focus like the wind changing direction? Recognize that just as nature isn't hurried, but still manages to accomplish incredible feats, your progress doesn't have to be fast. What matters is consistency and faith in your process. Remember, resilience is a muscle that strengthens through use, and balance is something you cultivate daily. The next time you feel overwhelmed, consider stepping outside, watching the way a tree sways but stays rooted, or how a bee keeps buzzing despite setbacks. Let these small lessons inspire your own way of navigating life's ups and downs while nurturing your inner creative flame. Chapter 5: The Human Spark. The Energy of Consciousness. Imagine your brain as a tiny galaxy, constantly buzzing with electrical activity. These electrical signals, known as neural oscillations, are more than just random sparks of activity. They are the language through which your mind communicates. Interestingly, these signals don't occur in isolation. They mirror the cosmic vibrations that permeate the universe. Every star, planet, and even the vast emptiness between them vibrates at specific frequencies, creating a symphony of energy that connects everything. When you start to see your consciousness as a form of energy itself, a kind of microcosm reflecting the macrocosm, it becomes easier to understand how your thoughts and feelings are intertwined with the universe's rhythm. Every thought you have, every emotion you feel, sends out tiny ripples of energy, much like the ripples caused by a pebble dropped into a pond. These ripples are electromagnetic in nature, measurable as brain waves or neural oscillations. They are classified into different types based on their frequency: delta, theta, alpha, beta, and gamma. each associated with specific states of consciousness. For example, delta waves dominate during deep sleep, while gamma waves are linked with heightened awareness and insight. When you focus, meditate, or even daydream, these electrical patterns shift. It's as if your mind tunes into different cosmic frequencies, synchronizing with the universe's energetic dance. Recognizing this connection allows you to see consciousness not merely as a product of brain activity, but as an extension of the universe's vibrant energy fabric. This idea isn't just poetic fancy. It's rooted in scientific observation. Studies with EEG, electroencephalogram, devices reveal that brain electrical activity can be correlated with external electromagnetic fields. These measurable signals mirror the fundamental vibrations of the cosmos. Think of it like tuning a radio to pick up the faintest cosmic broadcast. If your brain's electrical signals can resonate with these vibrations, then it suggests your consciousness is, at its core, a flow of energy moving in harmony with universal frequencies. This insight pushes the boundary of how we traditionally view consciousness. No longer just happening inside your head, but extending outward, responding to and participating in the larger energy field that surrounds and connects us all. When you start to understand consciousness as a form of energetic vibration, it opens new doors to practices that can amplify your connection to this cosmic energy. Techniques like meditation, breathwork, or even visualization can help you attune your neural oscillations to specific frequencies. For example, calming music or rhythmic breathing can synchronize your brain waves to alpha or theta states, calmer vibrations that promote a sense of harmony with the universe. These practices don't just relax your mind. They align your energetic frequency with the wider cosmic flow. This alignment can lead to sharper insights, heightened intuition, or a profound sense of being part of something much larger than yourself. Think of your mind as a cosmic radio receiver, capable of tuning into the universe's subtle broadcasts of energy and consciousness at every moment. So, consider that your mental activity is more than a finite process occurring solely within your skull. Instead, you can view it as an energetic exchange, your thoughts, emotions, and intentions contributing to the greater wave of universal vibration. When you recognize that your brain operates like a mirror reflecting cosmic energies, it becomes a powerful tool. You harness this understanding by consciously shifting your mental states, knowing that you are, in essence, adapting your vibrational frequency in harmony with the universe's grand rhythm. As you cultivate mindfulness and energy awareness, you'll find your consciousness becomes more fluid, more attuned to the subtle energies all around you. This realization not only broadens your perspective, but empowers you to consciously participate in the energetic dance of creation. Your mind as a vital, pulsating beam of cosmic energy itself. Emotion as energy. Imagine your emotions as energetic waves moving through the fabric of your being. When you feel love, fear, or joy, you're not just experiencing internal states. You're generating vibrations that spread out like ripples in a pond. These vibrations are powerful. They influence your thoughts, actions, and even how others perceive you. Love, in its purest form, radiates warm, nurturing waves that draw people closer and foster connection. Fear, on the other hand, sends out sharp, jittery sparks that can block opportunities or attract more of what you don't want. Joy, meanwhile, hums with bright, uplifting energy that can brighten your day and influence your surroundings in subtle yet impactful ways. Understanding these vibrations helps you realize that your feelings are more than fleeting moments. They are active participants shaping your reality and extending their influence into the universe. Every emotion, whether nurturing or unsettling, carries a frequency that affects more than just what's happening inside you. Think of your feelings as a broadcast signal, love sending out warm, inviting waves, and fear emitting cold, tense pulses. These signals travel through your body and beyond, reaching into the world around you like musical notes that resonate far beyond the initial instrument. When you dwell in love, your entire being vibrates at a high frequency, attracting positive experiences and people who reflect that energy. Conversely, prolonged fear can lower your vibration, creating a ripple effect that might result in missed opportunities or strained relationships. Joy acts like a burst of sunlight, quickening your energy field and attracting more moments that make you feel alive. Recognizing that your emotional states are vibrational waves transforming into outward ripples makes it clear that mastering your feelings can shift not only your life, but ripple outward to influence the broader universe. This understanding reveals a simple but profound truth. Your internal emotional landscape is essentially a beacon that guides what comes your way. If you're feeling love, your energy attracts love, people, circumstances, and even synchronicities align to support your high vibrational state. When fear takes hold, it tends to attract more triggers for fear, creating a cycle that can feel impossible to escape. Joy, on the other hand, acts like a magnet for more reasons to smile, laugh, and celebrate. As you become aware of these vibrational truths, it becomes easier to consciously choose which feelings to nurture. Cultivating positive emotions doesn't mean suppressing the tough stuff, but rather shifting your focus towards states that elevate your energy. This shift subtly influences your external experiences, leading to more encounters that reflect the energy you're emitting. Essentially, your feelings are not just personal, they are active forces that ripple into your outer world, shaping your destiny in ways you might never have realized before. The power of intention. Many people have found that their lives took a dramatic turn when they learned to tap into their internal energy with intention. Imagine Sarah, a woman who felt stuck in her career and personal life. One day, she decided to set a clear intention to find fulfilling work and align her daily actions with that goal. Slowly, she began noticing opportunities, connections she never saw before, ideas that sparked her creativity, and a new confidence that pushed her forward. Within months, she transitioned into a career she loved, feeling more alive than ever. Her story isn't unique. It's a testament to how powerful our inner energy can be when directed with purpose. People from all walks of life have experienced transformative moments by consciously channeling their intentions. Take Marcus, a father trying to heal from years of emotional wounds. He started visualizing himself emotionally balanced, imagining how it would feel to genuinely connect with his children and truly forgive past hurts. Over time, his focus on positive intentions helped him release bitterness and foster deeper relationships. This shift wasn't coincidence or magic, but a deliberate act of aligning his mind and heart toward healing. These stories prove that by focusing inward and setting clear, positive intentions, individuals can activate energies that foster real change in their outer world. What makes these stories resonate is the truth. Intention is a direction we give to our internal power. It acts like a seed, planted firmly in the soil of our mind and heart, waiting to grow into real-world results. When you choose to focus on what you want rather than what you fear, you begin to send a vibrational signal to the universe. This signal attracts circumstances, opportunities, and people that align with your stated intention. These stories serve as blueprints, showing that harnessing your inner energy isn't just wishful thinking, but a practical and accessible tool for shaping your life. The key is to recognize the power within you and to use it intentionally with clarity and conviction. Take, for example, Lisa, who struggled with chronic self-doubt that kept her from pursuing her dreams. One day, she committed to an intention, to believe in her worth and pursue her passion for painting. She started mornings with a simple affirmation, visualizing herself confidently sharing her art. Over time, that energy grew stronger, and her actions reflected her new belief. Opportunities arose, an art show, a supportive community, and new clients, things she once thought unreachable. Her story illustrates how a focused intention acts like a magnet, pulling favorable circumstances toward those who work consciously to align their energy with their goals. Understanding these real-life examples highlights a vital truth. Your inner energy is a powerful force that you can learn to direct. It's like steering a ship. Small adjustments in your mindset can change your course entirely. When you identify what you truly want and align your thoughts, feelings, and actions toward that desire, you activate a flow of energy that propels you forward. Whether it's building relationships, improving health, or pursuing a dream, the act of setting a clear intention functions as your navigation system. These stories are living proof that harnessing your intent isn't just wishful thinking, but an active process capable of transforming your reality when approached with genuine focus and resolve. It might sound simple, but the core lesson is that intention is a bridge from your inner world to outer experiences. To start, get clear about what you want to create in your life. Visualize it vividly, see it, feel it, believe it's already yours. Then, turn that belief into everyday actions, no matter how small. Remember, your energy is like a choice. Every moment you act in alignment with your intention, you send a stronger signal into the universe. Like tuning a radio, you can adjust your frequency to match your desired outcome, and the right opportunities will begin to appear. Keep your focus steady, and trust that by aligning your inner energy with specific intentions, you hold the power to shape your reality. Chapter 6: The Collective Pulse. The Hive Mind. Throughout history, humans have always found ways to connect, to feel part of something bigger than ourselves. From primitive cave dwellers huddled around fires to bustling metropolises teeming with life, there's always been this invisible pulse that binds us together. We might think of cities blazing with neon and noise, but beneath all that chaos, there's a rhythm, an underlying sense of community that keeps everything steady. This collective heartbeat is fueled by shared energy, a kind of social electricity that courses through groups, motivating us, inspiring us, and ultimately shaping how we see ourselves and each other. Think about the way tribes in remote places operate. They don't just live side by side. They move in unison, their rituals, stories, and daily routines syncing like a well-conducted orchestra. Each person's actions resonate with the communal rhythm, reinforcing bonds through shared experiences. In ancient societies, storytelling or dance wasn't just entertainment. It was a way to transmit values, history, and identity through collective participation. Similarly, in towns and cities today, this energy persists, whether in the hush of a crowd observing a common cause or in the silent camaraderie of strangers sharing a subway ride. All these interactions form a tapestry of collective energy, which propels societies forward and helps us feel connected amid the chaos. This shared energy isn't static. It's alive, pulsing continually, influenced by our actions and reactions. When people come together with a common purpose, like marching for justice or celebrating a festival, they generate an intense surge of collective vitality. This energy becomes contagious, inspiring a sense of unity that can shift entire communities. It's like a current that lifts everyone along, whether they realize it or not. When you're part of something bigger, whether cheering at a sports game or rallying around a shared goal, you tap into this invisible stream of collective potential. It reminds us that in moments of unity, we're not just individuals, but vital parts of a living, breathing whole. Modern cities are perhaps the clearest expression of this phenomenon. Skyscrapers and signals may appear as cold, impersonal structures, yet within them is a constant flow of human energy. People exchanging greetings, working together, or simply sharing space all contribute to the vibrant lifeblood of urban life. It's not just about physical proximity, but about creating a sense of belonging, a feeling that we're part of something larger. This energy is what keeps cities alive, giving them a pulse that we can feel if we attune ourselves to it. Recognizing this shared rhythm can help us navigate social spaces more consciously, forging deeper connections and understanding that we're all playing different notes in the same symphony of society. The ripple effect. Every choice you make, no matter how small it seems in the moment, creates ripples that extend far beyond your immediate surroundings. Imagine each action as a stone dropped into a still pond. Even the tiniest pebble causes a series of waves that grow wider and wider. These waves don't just dissipate, they interact with other waves, sometimes merging, sometimes canceling each other out, shaping the environment around us in subtle yet powerful ways. When you are kind, courageous, or honest, your actions send positive waves rippling through the lives of others, lifting spirits, inspiring acts of generosity, and building trust. Conversely, your unkind words, neglect, or destructive behaviors also produce waves that can deepen wounds, erode relationships, or foster distrust. Recognizing this interconnectedness means understanding that you are part of a vast network, where your behaviors have the potential to influence not just individuals, but entire communities. Many of us go about our days unaware of how deeply our behaviors affect the collective human experience. It's easy to dismiss our actions as isolated or insignificant, especially when the world feels noisy and overwhelming. But think about this. A single moment of patience or forgiveness can set off a cascade of goodwill, inspiring others to act with similar kindness. Alternatively, a careless, hurtful remark can escalate conflicts and breed resentment. The consciousness that your actions are waves in a larger ocean encourages a shift from selfishness to responsibility. You begin to see every interaction as a chance to send out waves of positivity or negativity, knowing they will eventually return, sometimes amplified, sometimes diminished. This awareness nurtures a sense of accountability, reminding you that you are a thread woven into the fabric of collective human life. It's worth noting that understanding the ripple effect isn't a call to perfection. No one is perfect, and everyone makes mistakes. Instead, it's about cultivating mindfulness, being aware of the potential impact behind your words and deeds. Imagine approaching each situation with the question, what kind of waves do I want to send today? When you start seeing your actions through this lens, it naturally guides you toward choices rooted in compassion and integrity. This can be especially transformative during moments of frustration or stress, when the tendency might be to lash out or retreat. Recognizing the ripple effect can serve as a gentle reminder that even in those challenging moments, staying calm and kind can produce waves that endure longer and reach farther than you realize. The more you practice this awareness, the more your daily habits become a series of intentional acts that foster a more positive collective experience. Global synchronicity. There have been moments in history when it felt like the entire world was humming in sync, a kind of collective heartbeat pulsating through societies across borders. Think about the wave of revolutionary energy during the Industrial Revolution, where people from different corners of the globe began questioning old systems and pushing for change. Or imagine the widespread awakening during the 1960s, when millions of voices rose simultaneously for civil rights, peace, and personal freedom. These instances weren't isolated. They reflected a deeper rhythm of humanity aspiring to be more connected, more aware, more united. What makes these moments so powerful is that they emerge from shared struggles, hopes, and the unspoken desire for something greater than individual ego or collective chaos. Throughout history, times of upheaval and breakthrough often involve a palpable sense of synchronicity, as if countless minds and hearts are aligning for a common purpose. Take the fall of the Berlin Wall as a prime example. Waves of people across East and West Berlin, and even across Europe, moved at almost the same moment, driven by hope and a longing for freedom. It was like a symphony where each note played in harmony, ushering in new possibilities. These collective shifts remind us that revolutionary change isn't just about external events, but also about internal awakening. Individuals recognizing their power to participate in something larger than themselves. Their shared movements ripple outward, sometimes softly like a whisper, other times with thunderous momentum, shaping history in ways no single person could achieve alone. To understand these moments better, think of history as a vast, interconnected web. Each thread represents individual lives, ideas, struggles, and acts of courage, woven together by unseen forces like empathy, shared vision, and the desire for justice. When enough of these threads light up at once, the web vibrates with energy, creating a ripple effect that can change entire societies. The so-called greatest moments often happen not because everyone is perfectly synchronized, but because enough individuals awaken to a similar truth. Their collective energy amplifies, pushing boundaries, breaking barriers, and fostering new ideas. Recognizing these patterns in the past can remind us that, even now, when we feel isolated or powerless, our own small actions carry the potential to contribute to a larger, unstoppable current of unity. Looking back, it's clear that these collective shifts do more than alter political boundaries. They reshape how we see ourselves and each other. When humanity moves as one, barriers of race, gender, and nationality crumble, revealing a shared human essence. For example, the global protests for climate action, sparked by young leaders and concerned individuals worldwide, are a modern reflection of this phenomenon. Despite geographic distances and cultural differences, their voices ring out in unison, creating a chorus that refuses to be ignored. These moments show us that when enough people tune into a common purpose, the power of collective intention can create real change. Moving forward, we can learn to recognize these moments as opportunities, not just to act, but to tune ourselves more deeply into the universal rhythm of unity and purpose that pulses beneath everyday life. One way to foster this sense of global synchronicity today is by paying attention to the subtle signs around us. Small acts of kindness, shared creative energy, or spontaneous expressions of hope. These moments, often overlooked, reflect the same kind of collective movement found in major historical shifts, just scaled to a human level. By cultivating awareness of these signals, you can begin to notice how your own thoughts, feelings, and actions are part of a larger, interconnected whole. The more we align our intentions with that universal rhythm, the more seamlessly we can tap into a collective flow of consciousness. This isn't about passive participation, but about actively recognizing and contributing to the ongoing melody that unites us all across time and space. Chapter 7. The Language of the Universe. Mathematics as Music. Imagine staring up at the night sky, pondering the vastness above, and realizing that the very fabric of the universe vibrates with a kind of music, an elegant, invisible tune composed of numbers, shapes, and laws. Throughout history, thinkers have observed that nature's most intricate patterns often mirror musical harmony. From the orbit of planets to the spirals found in galaxies, these phenomena follow principles that resemble the rhythmic pulses of a melody. Think of the universe as a grand orchestra, with each celestial body playing its own note, creating a cosmic composition that's both complex and beautifully ordered. When you start to see these patterns as notes in a vast symphony, it shifts the way you perceive the world. Numbers cease to be cold, static symbols and instead become the language of harmony in the cosmos. At the core of this idea are the mathematical equations that describe everything, from the motion of planets to the quantum behavior of particles. These equations don't just sit quietly in textbooks, they resonate with sound frequencies when transformed appropriately. This isn't just poetic fancy. Scientists have actually converted mathematical signals into sound waves, revealing patterns that resemble melodies. For example, the hum of electromagnetic waves emitted by stars or black holes can be translated into audio, producing eerie, otherworldly music. Such mappings give us a glimpse of how the universe's underlying structure could produce a symphony so vast that it spans billions of years and light years. In this way, the very language of physics can be seen as a kind of musical notation, sketching out the universe's melodies hidden within formulas and equations. This idea of harmony isn't limited to abstract physics. It reaches into our everyday experiences with nature's rhythms. The Fibonacci sequence appears repeatedly in plants' arrangements, the spiral shells of mollusks, and the pattern of galaxies, each a fractal note in a cosmic chord. Pythagoras, one of the earliest explorers of this connection, believed that numbers and ratios held the key to understanding harmony in everything. He found that simple ratios, like 2 to 1 or 3 to 2, created musical intervals that sound pleasing to the ear, and these same ratios underpin many natural formations. What makes all this exciting is realizing that these mathematical relationships aren't just coincidences. They're the universe's way of maintaining balance and coherence. Patterns like these are the universe's own sheet music, subtly guiding evolution, growth, and decay in a grand, lifelike concerto. Thinking of the universe as musical encourages us to see patterns everywhere, shapes, motions, and relationships echoing each other across scales. For example, the orbit of planets isn't just a simple ellipse. It follows mathematical laws that can be expressed as waves, resonating with certain frequencies. When scientists observe these signals through telescopes and convert them into sound, the results often resemble rising and falling melodies, emphasizing that the universe is fundamentally rhythmic. This perspective can make science feel less distant and more personal. It's as if you're tuning into the universe's radio station, catching the faint echoes of cosmic tunes composed in laws and numbers. Recognizing these echoes inspires a sense of connection, suggesting that at its heart, the universe isn't just chaotic, but is bound together by the harmonies of mathematics that resonate with the very fabric of existence. A practical way to approach this concept is to explore simple mathematical ratios and see how they appear in natural patterns. For instance, you might look at a sunflower, noticing how the arrangement of seeds follows Fibonacci numbers, or listen to audio recordings of natural sounds that have been mathematically analyzed. By doing this, you'll start to notice that these musical patterns aren't confined to theory. They're embedded in the world around you, waiting to be heard. Repeating this awareness can deepen your appreciation for the subtle harmony woven into everyday life and offer perspective that the universe is an ongoing, interconnected symphony playing softly in the background of our routines and moments of stillness. Sacred geometry. When you start noticing the world around you, it quickly becomes clear that certain shapes and patterns keep recurring, almost like nature's signature. These geometrical motifs are not just aesthetic flourishes, but fundamental clues about how our universe organizes itself. Spirals unfurling from galaxies and seashells, fractals repeating endlessly, and the golden ratio revealing itself in everything from sunflower heads to the curvature of galaxies. All of these are signs of an underlying order. Recognizing these patterns is like learning to read the universe's secret language, one that whispers its harmony through the shapes we see every day. It's as if the whole cosmos is a grand masterpiece painted with these precise, elegant forms. Spirals are among the most captivating shapes in nature. They appear in weather patterns, plants, and even in our DNA. Think of a pine cone or a sunflower. Their seat arrangements follow a spiral pattern that maximizes space and efficiency. The same spiral shape defines galaxies, with stars swirling around their centers in majestic arcs. Fractals take this a step further. These intricate patterns repeat at different scales, creating a universe of self-similarity. Clouds, coastlines, and mountain ranges all display fractal-like complexity that can extend infinitely, making them both beautiful and mathematically predictable. These repeating, self-similar structures mirror how the universe scales from the tiniest particles to the vast expanses of space, reflecting a melody of order hidden within apparent chaos. The golden ratio, often denoted by the Greek letter phi, is perhaps the most famous of these natural signatures. It's a special number, approximately 1.618, that appears when a line is divided into two parts such that the whole length is to the longer part as the longer part is to the shorter. This ratio has a peculiar ability to create harmony and balance, which is why it shows up in architecture, art, and nature. The dimensions of the Parthenon, the proportions of the Mona Lisa, and even the spiral of a nautilus shell all follow the golden ratio or are closely related to it. This isn't mere coincidence, but an underlying principle that guides growth and structure. Recognizing the golden ratio in everyday objects helps deepen your appreciation of how nature's design is rooted in these simple, elegant formulas, demonstrating a universal blueprint for beauty and efficiency. Listening to the stars. Throughout history, humans have looked up at the night sky not just to find their way, but to seek stories, meaning, and guidance embedded in the shimmering tapestry overhead. Ancient civilizations, from the Babylonians to the Mayans, were deeply attuned to the language of the stars, believing that celestial patterns reflected the happenings on Earth and within human lives. They observed the movements of planets, the brightest stars, and the changing phases of the moon, developing intricate calendars and myths to interpret their messages. For these cultures, astronomy wasn't just about planets and constellations. It was a way to connect with the divine and understand their place in the universe. They relied on keen observation combined with a deep sense of intuition, trusting that the sky held secrets waiting to be uncovered for those willing to listen. Fast forward to today, and much of that intuitive connection remains central, though it has adapted to include scientific tools and methods. Modern scientists have transformed stargazing into a precise language of data, telescopes, spectrometers, and satellites capturing signals that reveal the cosmos's inner workings. These instruments decode light and radiation emitted from distant objects, turning faint glimmers into revealing information about the universe's age, composition, and history. But at its core, the essence remains the same: observing carefully, trusting your instincts, and interpreting what the universe whispers back. While the methods have become more high-tech, the foundational skill of tuning in with an open mind and heart persists. It's as much about feeling the pulse of the cosmos as it is about analyzing the data. Both approaches reinforce each other, creating a richer, more complete understanding. Deciphering celestial messages requires a balance of patience and curiosity. Ancient stargazers would spend nights in silent reverence, watching the sky for subtle shifts, perhaps a new star, a shift in the pattern of a constellation, or an unusual brightness. They believed that such shifts could signal changes on Earth or offer guidance for personal or communal decisions. Today, scientists might analyze hours of data looking for anomalies or patterns that break from expectations, while still trusting their intuition to interpret what these data could signify. For example, spotting a supernova's burst of light might initially seem like a technical event, but an intuitive scientist might also consider its larger meaning: how such cosmic events echo cycles of renewal and transformation that resonate with human life. Both observation and intuition become vital tools in understanding the messages from the sky. It's worth noting that decoding the cosmos isn't just a matter of cut-and-dried formulas or rigid calculations. It involves cultivating a sensitivity to subtle cues, whether it's the shift in a star's brightness or the feeling that a certain celestial alignment carries significance. Ancient cultures often relied on storytelling and oral traditions to pass down their interpretations, integrating emotional and spiritual insights into their understanding of the sky. Modern researchers sometimes employ psychological tools like meditation or visualization to access intuitive impressions that complement their analytical work. By learning how to tune into both the scientific data and the softer signals of intuition, you can develop a more holistic approach to listening to the stars, a method that respects both logic and feeling blending them into a clear, personal dialogue with the universe. In practical terms, this means paying attention to your surroundings whenever you gaze upward. Notice the way a particular star looks brighter on some nights, or how constellations seem to shift. When you meditate on the sky or just sit quietly observing, trust the impressions or feelings that arise. Sometimes, your intuition may point you toward intriguing questions or symbolic meanings that pure data might overlook. For instance, if a certain planet appears particularly prominent and strikes a chord emotionally, consider what that might symbolize in your current life or broader patterns. Cultivating this kind of attentive awareness can deepen your connection with the cosmos and help you perceive messages that are subtle yet meaningful. Ultimately, blending scientific observation with a mindful, intuitive approach allows you to join a long tradition of humans listening to the stars, not just with their eyes, but with their whole being. Chapter 8. The Quantum Embrace. Entanglement's Mystery. Imagine two tiny particles, like electrons or photons, born from the same source. The moment they split and drift apart, you might think they become strangers, each with their own independent fate. However, in the strange world of quantum physics, these particles continue to act as if they share an invisible thread, no matter how far apart they are. When you observe the state of one particle, the other instantly responds, almost as if some cosmic handshake binds them beyond space and time. This phenomenon is called entanglement, an eerie dance where particles are still connected, even if they're light years away. Some find it hard to wrap their minds around because it seems to fly in the face of everyday logic. We're used to cause and effect working in a straightforward way. If you push one thing, another responds after some time. But entanglement suggests that particles can influence each other instantly, which puzzles physicists and philosophers alike. It's akin to having two distant friends who know exactly what each other is feeling, without texting or calling, simply by some mysterious bond. This feature of entanglement isn't just weird. It's also the foundation for revolutionary ideas like quantum computing and ultra-secure communication, where the entangled state becomes a tool for tasks impossible with regular tech. What's truly astonishing is how entanglement challenges our understanding of the universe's fabric. It hints at a deeper level of connection, a universe where particles are not isolated entities, but part of a larger, interconnected whole. It suggests that at its core, reality might be more like a vast web of relations than discrete points. This idea has inspired countless experiments and theories, pushing scientists to look beyond the apparent separateness of things and consider the profound unity underlying existence. Instead of thinking of particles as tiny balls scattered in space, it's more accurate to think of them as notes in an intricate symphony, where each one resonates with the others, creating harmony across the universe. To visualize this, imagine a pair of gloves, one right-handed and one left-handed, placed inside separate boxes and sent to opposite ends of the world. Classical physics suggests that until you open a box, you can't know which glove is inside. The gloves are just potential. But in quantum entanglement, the particles share a more intimate connection. When you measure one particle's property, such as its spin or polarization, the other instantly reveals a complementary property, regardless of the distance. This instantly growing awareness isn't caused by any signal traveling between them. Rather, it's a feature of their shared quantum state. This non-local aspect compels us to rethink notions of separateness and causality, nudging us toward a universe that's more interconnected than our daily experiences suggest. Entanglement also acts as a bridge to understanding the underlying unity of physical laws. It hints that the universe is woven tightly together, with underlying correlations that defy classical explanations. These correlations exhibit what physicists call non-locality, an idea that's hard to visualize but has been confirmed multiple times through rigorous experiments. Think of entanglement as the universe's secret handshake, an invisible link that keeps these particles in sync, showcasing a coherence that hints at a more profound order. Scientists see this as a pathway to unlocking new technologies, including quantum encryption and ultra-fast computers that perform calculations by exploiting these strange links. Practically speaking, learning to harness entanglement involves creating pairs of particles in special ways. Processes like spontaneous parametric downconversion are commonly used to produce entangled photons in labs. Once produced, these pairs are carefully separated. Their properties are then measured separately at different locations. The key is that any change in one particle's measurement setting instantly influences the outcome observed in its partner, confirming the entangled connection. This experimental setup looks simple, but reveals some of the universe's deepest secrets. Understanding and controlling this phenomenon means mastering a form of communication that's inherently secure, because any eavesdropper trying to observe the entanglement inevitably changes the state, revealing their intrusion. Remarkably, research is ongoing to manipulate entanglement at larger scales, aiming for breakthroughs in quantum networks that could link devices across continents or even planets. For anyone interested in deepening their grasp, a good starting point is to learn about Bell's theorem, which demonstrates that local hidden variables cannot explain the correlations seen in entangled particles. Essentially, these tests show that the universe doesn't operate on the kind of neat cause and effect rules we're accustomed to, hinting instead at a more holistic reality. As experimental techniques improve, we'll continue uncovering new facets of entanglement, pushing the boundaries of what we think is possible in both science and technology. Sometimes the simplest act, like measuring the spin of a photon, can unlock profound truths about the universe's interconnected nature, shaping how we might build future technologies rooted in these quantum threads. For those curious about applying entanglement in practice, remember that creating stable entangled pairs requires precise, often high-tech setups. But understanding the principle is accessible to anyone willing to look beyond classical thinking. Think of it as a conversation happening at the speed of thought, a connection that's more real than magic and more reliable than any wired link. Whether used in unbreakable cryptography or the development of quantum sensors that detect minute changes in gravitational fields, entanglement remains one of the most captivating phenomena in physics. And at its core, it reminds us that the universe is a web of connections, more intertwined than we often realize, waiting for us to explore its hidden links more deeply. To bring this down to a practical tip, as you ponder the mysteries of entanglement, consider how the idea of deep connection applies to your own life. Whether it's relationships, ideas, or goals, recognizing that some bonds are built on unseen, unbreakable ties can change the way you see connections. Sometimes, the most meaningful links are invisible to the eye but resonate at a fundamental level, shaping outcomes in ways we can't always see immediately. Learning to recognize these subtle threads can open new pathways for understanding others, for innovation, or simply for appreciating the interconnected nature of your own experiences. Just as particles remain linked across distances, so can the parts of your life that matter most, if you pay attention to the unseen forces holding everything together. Love as entanglement. Imagine for a moment that every connection you've ever experienced, from a fleeting smile to a deep, soul-shaking love, is somehow echoed in the mysterious realm of quantum physics. At first glance, the world of tiny particles, entangled atoms, and shimmering waves might seem worlds apart from your everyday human experience. Yet, when you look deeper, you'll find that the principles governing these microscopic interactions mirror the complexities of human bonds in ways that are both fascinating and fundamentally true. Connection, in its purest form, seems to have a universal language that transcends scale and medium, weaving together the universe's smallest and largest truths. In quantum physics, entanglement refers to a condition where two or more particles become so intertwined that the state of one instantly influences the state of the other, no matter how far apart they are. This phenomenon challenges our common sense about space and time, suggesting a form of connection that is immediate and unbreakable. Similarly, human relationships often defy mere proximity. They forge invisible threads that tie hearts across distances, time zones, and life stages. Think about the friend you haven't spoken to in years, but still feel connected to. That bond remains alive, almost as if an unseen force keeps it tethered, despite physical absence. In both cases, it's not physical closeness that matters most, but the strength of the connection itself. Drawing a parallel between quantum bonds and human relationships reminds us that connection is universal. Just as particles can share a state that defies the limits of space, humans can share an intimacy that surpasses mere physical presence. This universality suggests that the roots of relationships go beyond surface-level interactions. They tap into a fundamental fabric of existence that links everything. Whether it's the deep love for a partner, the unspoken understanding between friends, or a bond with a family member, these ties function in ways that are strikingly similar to quantum entanglement, non-local, instant, and profoundly powerful. Recognizing this universality can help you see your relationships not just as happenstance or coincidence, but as part of a vast, interconnected web that connects everyone everywhere, in ways sometimes only the heart can comprehend. Considering these parallels invites us to think about connection as something more than a social or emotional construct. It is an expression of a fundamental principle woven into the universe. Every spark of genuine love, empathy, or understanding can be seen as a tiny emotional quantum link, an invisible yet unbreakable connection that persists regardless of distance or time. It's a reminder that, regardless of whether you call it love, friendship, or kinship, what you're experiencing is part of the same universal dance, a dance that stretches across dimensions, reminding us that we are all intertwined at our core. When you realize this, the importance of fostering genuine, meaningful bonds becomes crystal clear, because these connections are, in essence, the very fabric of existence itself. One way to visualize this is by thinking of each relationship as a thread woven into the fabric of life. Some threads are bright and visible, tightly woven and easily noticed. Others are subtle, almost imperceptible, but their presence strengthens the entire cloth. Quantum entanglement shows us that no matter how far apart these threads stretch, pulling one affects the others in an instant. This is exactly how human bonds operate, emotionally, psychologically, and spiritually, linking us across distances and differences. Recognizing this interconnectedness encourages you to cherish every relationship, no matter how small or distant, understanding that each connection contributes to the larger tapestry of life, binding us in ways that words alone can't fully describe. To make this concept more tangible, think of experiences where you felt connected, even in silence. Perhaps it was a moment with a friend where words weren't necessary, or a quiet understanding between partners sharing a difficult time. These moments reflect a shared frequency, a resonance that surpasses spoken language. Just like particles that are entangled, human connections often flourish in the unseen, through shared emotions, mutual trust, and a sense of knowing that defies logic. Embracing this perspective might inspire you to invest more deeply in your relationships, knowing they are part of a larger, universal pattern that unites the smallest actions with the grandest cosmic principles. Practice kindness and patience, sensing that every genuine interaction is a tiny thread contributing to an immense, interconnected whole. Understanding that connection is universal can also shift how you see challenges in relationships. When obstacles arise, recognizing that bonds are part of an intricate web rather than isolated incidents can foster patience and compassion. Just as quantum particles remain entangled regardless of the chaos around them, human relationships can endure hardship because they are rooted in a deeper, unseen connection. This knowledge can shift your outlook, reminding you that even in difficult moments, your bonds are bigger than immediate disagreements or misunderstandings. They're part of a universal pattern of interconnectedness that persists beyond surface appearances. The implications. Imagine for a moment that everything around you isn't just isolated entities bouncing through space, but parts of an intricate, unbroken web. When you start seeing the world through this lens of interconnectedness, it changes everything. How you understand science, how you make moral choices, and even how you perceive your own place in the universe. Scientific breakthroughs increasingly reveal that nature does not operate in isolated compartments, but as a flowing, interdependent system. This means that every action, whether on a molecular level or in social systems, echoes across the entire web, often in ways we can't immediately see. Recognizing this can inspire a new kind of curiosity, one that seeks not just to control or predict, but to understand the delicate dance of connection that sustains everything. In the realm of ethics, embracing interconnectedness shifts how we decide what's right or wrong. When you acknowledge that your choices ripple outward, affecting others and the environment, morality takes on a more holistic hue. It's no longer about individual obligations alone, but about how your actions contribute to the shared fabric of life. For example, a simple decision like purchasing plastic water bottles might seem trivial, yet it ties into a larger web, polluting oceans, harming marine life, consuming resources, and impacting communities far away. Seeing your life as part of this network makes compassion and responsibility feel more immediate and real. You begin to realize that your well-being is intertwined with that of others, fostering a sense of kinship that extends beyond superficial boundaries. Similarly, your perception of reality transforms when you embrace this interconnectedness. Instead of viewing life as a series of separate episodes, You start to see it as a continuous, flowing story where everything influences everything else. This broader perspective is akin to observing a vast, sprawling painting rather than just individual brushstrokes. It becomes clearer that what happens in one corner of the universe can resonate in the farthest reaches of your experience. This shift can be both humbling and empowering, as it dissolves the illusion of separateness and reveals the deeper unity binding all existence. With this understanding, even your daily struggles can be seen as part of a larger, unfolding story, offering new meaning and strength to face adversity. Living with this awareness isn't just an abstract idea. It shapes how you approach life practically. When you start to see your actions as threads woven into a larger fabric, small changes, like reducing waste, volunteering your time, or practicing kindness, become acts of participation in something greater. You may find yourself more attentive to the subtle ways your words and deeds ripple outward, prompting gratitude, understanding, or healing in others. And as this mindset develops, it becomes easier to trust your intuition and act from a place of genuine connection rather than fear or separation. Ultimately, embracing interdependence invites you to live more consciously, recognizing that you are an essential part of this vast, living web. Sound familiar? It's a reminder that even in the chaos, the beauty of connection quietly sustains everything. To make this perspective a practical part of your life, start noticing where your choices and actions intersect with others and the environment. Pay attention to small signs, like the way your mood can lift when doing something kind, or how your stress can be alleviated by feeling connected to others in a community. Think of yourself as a single note in a harmonic symphony. The more you tune yourself to harmony, the stronger and more resonant the entire piece becomes. Practices like mindfulness, active listening, and reflecting on your impact can deepen this awareness. Over time, embracing interconnectedness doesn't just change your understanding. It transforms your everyday experience, making life feel like a collective dance in which every step counts. Chapter 9. The Cosmic Mirror. The Universe Within. Many of us go through life believing that what's happening inside our minds and hearts is just personal, individual, and perhaps even disconnected from the bigger picture. But in reality, the inner landscapes we experience, our dreams, gut feelings, bursts of inspiration, are reflections of the universe's expansive nature. When you think about the cosmos, you see endless galaxies, swirling nebulae, and countless stars, all interconnected within a web of space that stretches beyond comprehension. Similarly, your inner worlds are not separate islands, but part of this same grand design, mirroring its complexity and depth. It might sound poetic, but your thoughts and feelings aren't just random phenomena. They are echoes of the universe's own creative power. Your intuition often guides you toward insights you can't fully explain, yet they resonate deeply within. Your dreams are like whispers from your subconscious, revealing hidden parts of yourself, just as the universe reveals its secrets through celestial shifts and cosmic events. By recognizing this mirror-like relationship, you start to see yourself as a microcosm of the universe, with the universe happening inside your mind and soul. This realization can spark a sense of awe and connection, making each thought or emotion feel more meaningful in the context of the greater whole. Understanding this connection shifts the way you see your inner worlds. Instead of viewing your feelings and dreams as isolated or trivial, you begin to appreciate them as vital expressions of the universe's own energy flowing through you. For example, that sudden burst of inspiration might be a fragment of cosmic insight reaching you, urging you to create or pursue a new path. Likewise, moments of doubt could stem from the universe's subtle nudges, prompting you to pause and listen more deeply. When you start to see your inner landscape as a reflection of cosmic grandeur, everything becomes more interconnected. Your personal experiences gain a new richness, revealing that your internal states are part of an intricate web of existence that spans beyond material boundaries. This awareness invites you to treat your inner worlds with reverence and curiosity. Instead of dismissing your dreams as mere fantasies or your intuition as chance, begin to explore them as gateways to understanding the universe on a personal level. Spend time observing how your thoughts shift, how your feelings evolve, and how your creative ideas flow. Each wave is a ripple of the larger cosmic energy. Journaling, meditation, or simply quiet reflection can help deepen this connection. As you do, you'll notice that your inner universe is not isolated, but pulsates with the same rhythms that animate the stars and galaxies, making your inner life a part of something infinitely larger and infinitely more connected than you might have imagined. In practical terms, start paying close attention to your dreams and gut feelings. Keep a journal nearby to record recurring themes or symbols that appear when you wake. Notice how moments of inspiration tend to crop up unexpectedly. These are often messages from this mirrored universe, waiting for your recognition. When your emotions run high, consider whether they are signals from your inner cosmos trying to align you with your true purpose. The more you nurture this awareness, the more you'll realize that your inner worlds are not separate from the universe. They are threads woven into the fabric of existence. Recognizing this can transform how you relate to yourself, offering a sense of unity, purpose, and endless possibility rooted in the understanding that you are part of something far larger than your personal experience. Remember, your dreams, feelings, and thoughts are like stars illuminating the sky of your inner universe. Each one has its own role, its own story, and contributes to the grand constellation that makes up who you are. Embrace these inner signs as messages from the cosmos, guiding you toward growth and understanding. This perspective can turn moments of confusion into opportunities for insight, turning internal chaos into a sacred dance that reflects the universe's own rhythm. By seeing your inner world as a mirror to the cosmos, you unlock a profound connection to the universe within, transforming everyday experiences into a cosmic adventure that is uniquely yours to explore. The power of reflection. Throughout history, countless people have looked up at the night sky and felt a profound connection to something larger than themselves. These stories are not just about astrology or celestial charts, but about mirroring the movements of the cosmos within their daily lives. Imagine someone waking with the sunrise, tuned into the rhythm of the day, and choosing to honor their natural energy peaks, rather than fighting against them. These stories remind us that life isn't just a series of random events, but can follow a pattern, a pulse set by the universe itself. One inspiring tale is that of Maya, a woman who felt lost in her career and personal life. She started paying attention to her rhythms, noticing how her energy surged during certain days and waned during others. She began syncing her most demanding tasks with her high-energy days, while reserving quieter moments for reflection. Over time, Maya discovered that aligning her actions with these subtle cosmic cues brought unexpected clarity and purpose. Her days felt more natural, more intentional. It was as if she had tapped into a silent, guiding rhythm that had always been there, waiting for her to listen. Another example is Alex, who found himself repeatedly hitting walls and feeling overwhelmed. By paying close attention to the lunar cycle, he noticed that his creative ideas blossomed around the new moon and reached a peak during the full moon. After adopting a routine of reflecting and setting intentions during these lunar phases, Alex experienced a surge in productivity and emotional balance. This awareness didn't just shift his schedule, it shifted his entire mindset. He began to see the universe as a partner in his journey, helping him steer through chaos with a gentle, unseen hand guiding him toward clarity and purpose. These stories aren't isolated coincidences. They're windows into a timeless truth, that humans are naturally attuned to cosmic rhythms. When people start to recognize and respect these patterns, life ceases to feel like a random scramble of events. Instead, it becomes a dance, with each step aligned to the universe's gentle beat. Whether it's the changing seasons, the moon's phases, or the daily sun's rise and fall, these markers serve as guides to living more intentionally, more authentically. Listening to these stories also uncovers a deeper truth. You don't need to wait for cosmic signs to start this journey. You can begin by paying attention to your own natural peaks and valleys. Notice when you feel most alive, when ideas flow easily, or when your energy dips unexpectedly. These subtle signals are like personal constellations, mapping your unique rhythm. When you start aligning your daily routines with these inner cues and the natural world's cycles, you'll find a sense of purpose settling in, as if the universe is whispering its secrets directly to you. Ultimately, these tales serve as gentle reminders that you can craft a life that is in tune with the larger, silent rhythm of the cosmos. Listening isn't about perfection or rigid schedules, but about receptivity and trust. It's about embracing the natural flow of your days, acknowledging the peaks and valleys, and choosing to live in harmony with the unseen currents that move through every moment. By tuning in, you're not just following some external pattern, you're rediscovering your own innate rhythm, one that, surprisingly, has been guiding you all along. One practical way to start is by journaling your daily mood and energy levels for a week. Over time, You might notice patterns aligned with lunar phases, seasons, or even planetary movements. Recognizing these patterns can help you plan your projects, rest periods, and reflection times more intentionally. Remember, your relationship with the cosmos is deeply personal. No one else has your exact rhythm. The more you listen and adapt, the clearer your purpose becomes, a gentle, steady dance with the universe itself. The Mirror's Challenge. Imagine life as a vast, swirling dance floor where every person, including you, moves to their own rhythm. It's easy to think of ourselves as passive observers, caught in the flow of external events, but a deeper truth invites us to become active participants. When you start viewing yourself as someone who influences the choreography of your own life, you gain power over your destiny. This shift in perspective is not about controlling everything around you, but about recognizing that your awareness, choices, and mindset are the dancers that steer your journey. Understanding your role in this cosmic dance transforms how you perceive setbacks and successes. They are steps in your rhythm, not random interruptions. You begin to see that your consciousness acts like a spotlight, illuminating paths you might have previously ignored. And in this light, choices become opportunities to shape your reality intentionally. Awareness is fundamentally about observing without judgment, noticing the subtle shifts within yourself and in your environment. It's like tuning into a melody that's always playing but often drowned out by noise. When you listen closely, you realize that your thoughts, feelings, and habits are not fixed. They're part of the dance, constantly moving and changing. Becoming aware of these patterns is akin to learning the steps of a complex choreography. Once you understand them, you can start to make conscious choices rather than blindly following old routines. This awareness also extends beyond your inner world. It involves recognizing how external circumstances and the energy of those around you influence your state. By actively participating in this awareness, you start to see that you're not just a passive passenger, but a co-creator of your life story, shaping each moment as if you're dancing with the universe itself. One way to think of this process is to treat your life as a canvas where your consciousness is both the painter and the observer. This dual role means you can step back and see your life scenes with clarity. Notice when you're on autopilot and when you're truly present. Every decision you make is a brushstroke, and each choice adds color and depth to your unfolding masterpiece. Instead of waiting for circumstances to change, you actively engage with them, guiding your energy toward what aligns with your true purpose. This isn't about grand gestures. It's about small, consistent acts of awareness. Pausing before reacting, asking yourself why you feel a certain way, or simply taking a breath to reconnect to your inner truth. Over time, these moments of consciousness compile into a pattern, transforming your life's dance into one that's more aligned, intentional, and vibrant. In practical terms, inviting yourself into this active participation means practicing mindfulness daily. This can begin with simple awareness exercises like paying close attention to your breath, noticing the sensations in your body, or observing your thoughts without getting carried away by them. Such practices help develop a sense of presence that lets you see life's unfolding with fresh eyes. As you deepen your awareness, you'll start catching glimpses of how your internal state affects your experience outside. Recognizing this connection gives you the power to shift your focus, change your attitude, or even alter your environment by simply changing your perspective. Remember, your role is not that of a detached spectator, but a conscious musician who knows exactly when to play a louder note or soften the sound to maintain harmony. This active participation also encourages accountability. When you see yourself as a dancer in the cosmic rhythm, you understand that your choices and beliefs are your choreography. You stop blaming external forces for your circumstances. Instead, you see each moment as an invitation to enrich your dance with intention. This mindset fosters resilience because setbacks are viewed as part of the choreography rather than failures, a chance to learn specific steps and improve your flow. The more you practice this awareness, the more natural it becomes to trust your internal guidance rather than being swayed by fear or doubt. Over time, this approach can unlock a deep sense of personal power, making life's dance less about surviving and more about expressing your unique rhythm within the universe's grand symphony. Remember, becoming an active participant doesn't mean perfection. It's about showing up daily with openness and curiosity, ready to observe and respond consciously. Sometimes, all it takes is a simple reminder: pause, breathe, and ask yourself what pattern or belief is guiding your current experience. This habit, cultivated consistently, becomes a way of life, transforming ordinary days into moments of meaningful participation. As you step into this role, you'll notice a subtle but profound shift. Life feels less like a series of random events and more like a dance you're learning step by step. And in that learning process, you reclaim your power to craft a life that resonates with your true self, becoming both the dancer and the choreographer of your journey on the cosmic stage. To get started, try setting aside just a few minutes each day for centered observation. Focus entirely on how you move through your day, your thoughts, actions, and reactions, and gently remind yourself that your awareness shapes the dance. With practice, this becomes a natural part of everyday life, helping you stay grounded amid chaos and reminding you that, above all, you are an active creator in this ongoing cosmic ballet. The secret is simply to show up fully, eyes open, mind attentive, heart engaged, and to trust that your participation will subtly master the rhythm, turning life's uncertainties into an elegant dance of your own making. Chapter 10: The Expanding Pulse. The Universe's Evolution. The universe is a vast, ever-expanding canvas, constantly transforming itself in ways that are both grand and subtle. Observing this ongoing growth can feel like watching a never-ending dance, a dance in which stars are born and fade away, galaxies collide and drift apart, all within the blink of an eye or the stretch of billions of years. What makes this process so fascinating is that it mirrors your own capacity to evolve. Just as the cosmos adopts new forms and patterns, you too hold within you the potential for fresh starts and reinvention. Recognizing this dynamic growth in the universe reminds you that change is not only natural, but essential for progress and renewal. When you start to see yourself as part of this collective motion, life becomes less about resisting change and more about riding the wave of growth that constantly surrounds you. The universe shows no hesitation in shedding what no longer serves it, making space for brighter stars, new galaxies, and expansive possibilities. This ongoing transformation is a testament to resilience and adaptation, qualities we often overlook, but which are deeply embedded in every corner of the cosmos. Watching the universe's unceasing evolution can inspire confidence that your struggles and setbacks are simply part of a larger process of becoming, much like the birth of a star in a dark nebula ready to shine with newfound brilliance. Simply put, paying attention to how the universe grows teaches us that change is inevitable and often necessary for creating something more aligned with our true selves. Understanding this truth can empower you to embrace your own seasons of growth with patience and curiosity rather than resistance or fear. Throughout history, humans have sought patterns and signs in the cosmos because, in it, they see reflections of their own journeys. When you notice the way new galaxies emerge from chaotic clouds of dust or watch stars quietly fade into the night, it reminds you that life also has phases, times of intense activity that spark transformation, and moments of calm that allow for reflection. Imagine a star being born. It coalesces out of cosmic material, ignites with energy, and then radiates light for eons. This process is wild but wonderfully predictable in its essential rhythm: create, grow, fade, and give way to new beginnings. In your daily life, this cycle repeats silently as well. You may experience periods of vibrant energy, followed by times of rest. Recognizing this in the universe, and in yourself, encourages you to see change not as an obstacle, but as a natural part of your growth. Viewing your life through this lens makes it easier to accept challenges because they are simply the universe's way of reshaping your path, much like how galaxies form from smaller particles merging over time. The universe's knack for self-reinvention underscores the importance of patience and trust in the process. Every star's death marks the beginning of something new, just as your setbacks can pave the way for fresh opportunities. Keeping this perspective in mind, you can approach change with a sense of wonder, knowing that transformation is at the core of existence, both cosmic and personal. Ultimately, aligning yourself with this rhythm can help you develop resilience and a deeper appreciation for your own ongoing evolution. Beyond merely observing, you can actively tune into this cosmic play by paying attention to the subtle signs of growth in your own life. Small shifts, like a new idea sparking, relationships deepening, or habits changing, are tiny stars forming within your personal universe. These moments involve energy, movement, and the potential for something brighter to emerge. Like the universe constantly expanding, you also have the space to stretch beyond familiar boundaries, challenge old beliefs, and embrace new visions of yourself. Recognizing that change is part of a natural cycle can shift your mindset from fearing it to welcoming it. For example, when setbacks happen, instead of viewing them as failures, see them as cosmic debris clearing the way for new opportunities. Take conscious steps to nurture your growth by celebrating small wins, seeking out new experiences, or simply pausing to reflect on your progress. If you look at your life as part of this grand, ongoing expansion, every effort becomes more meaningful because you see yourself as a participant in something much larger, a universe that mirrors your own potential to evolve and flourish. Remember, even in moments of apparent stagnation, the universe is quietly working behind the scenes, shaping new galaxies and stars. When you are aligned with this understanding, your confidence in navigating life's changes naturally increases, allowing you to view obstacles as catalysts for growth rather than insurmountable barriers. Humanity's role. Understanding our place in the grand dance of life means recognizing that humanity isn't just a spectator, but an active participant. We are part of this intricate system of natural rhythms. Think of the changing seasons, the ebb and flow of tides, or the rise and fall of animal migrations. When we tune into these patterns, it becomes clear that our choices ripple outward, influencing the world in ways we might not immediately see. This awareness calls us to be more intentional, to listen carefully to the subtle signals around us, and to honor the interconnectedness of all things. It's about moving beyond the idea that we are separate or above nature, instead embracing our role as caretakers and stewards with responsibility and humility. Fostering innovation without losing sight of our humanity requires a conscious effort to balance creativity with compassion. Pioneering new ideas often involves risk, but when driven by a genuine desire to improve lives, innovation can become a force for good. For example, imagine a scientist designing eco-friendly materials not just to beat competitors, but to heal the earth and preserve it for future generations. These acts are rooted in empathy, reminding us that progress isn't just about technological breakthroughs, but also about nurturing kindness and understanding. Every small step towards innovation, whether it's a community-led project, a new art form, or a simple change in daily habits, paves the way for a more compassionate society where progress feels personal and meaningful. Stewardship asks us to take ownership of the legacy we leave behind. It's easy to overlook how our individual actions contribute to larger patterns, but the truth is, each choice is a thread in the fabric of our collective future. Consider how planting a tree might seem minor, yet over decades, that single act becomes part of a sprawling forest that stabilizes soil, cleans the air, and offers shelter to countless creatures. Stewardship extends beyond the environment. It applies to how we nurture our communities, our families, and even ourselves. When you take responsibility for your impact, whether in reducing waste, supporting local causes, or practicing self-care, you participate in shaping a future rooted in sustainability and respect. This sense of accountability encourages a deeper connection to the world and a clearer sense of purpose. By tuning into these rhythms, balancing innovation with compassion, and embracing stewardship, you start to see that it's about more than just actions. It's a mindset, an ongoing practice that calls for awareness and intention. Small daily moments spent reflecting on your choices, listening to others' perspectives, and engaging with your environment can help you align with this natural flow. Remember, the effort might seem subtle or insignificant at times, but these tiny shifts create waves that can influence others. Your responsibility is to stay present, honor the interconnectedness of life, and act in harmony with the world's natural pulse. In doing so, you not only deepen your connection to life, but also contribute to a collective movement toward a more compassionate and sustainable future. As you begin this practice, consider staying curious. Ask yourself regularly how your actions ripple outward and what kind of legacy you want to leave behind. The next frontier. Imagine for a moment that every person is a tiny thread woven into the vast tapestry of the cosmos. Our connection to the universe isn't just about stars and galaxies. It's about feeling a deep sense of belonging to something far bigger than ourselves. This sense of kinship could transform how we approach the future, fueling our curiosity and inspiring us to reach beyond Earth. When you see yourself as part of this grand universe, exploring space becomes more than a scientific pursuit. It evolves into a profound act of self-discovery. Suddenly, the idea of venturing into the unknown feels less like a daunting challenge and more like a natural extension of who we are. This connection could also influence the technologies we develop, pushing us to innovate in ways that mirror the universe's resilience and adaptability. Space exploration demands tools that can withstand extreme conditions, be self-sustaining, and adapt to unpredictable environments. These needs often lead to breakthroughs that benefit life here on Earth, like advanced materials, clean energy solutions, and sustainable systems. For example, innovations in life support systems for long voyages could spill over into disaster relief or remote healthcare on Earth. Knowing that we are part of the universe might motivate us to create technologies that honor that connection, tools that help us heal, explore, and grow. We might even start designing our devices with the universe's patterns in mind, embracing biomimicry to mimic nature's efficiency. As we deepen our understanding of the universe, it could reshape humanity's future by fostering a sense of shared destiny. Instead of dwelling on divisions and conflicts, we might begin to see ourselves as global citizens of an interconnected cosmos. This perspective has the power to spark collaborations across borders, uniting us in common goals like planetary preservation and space colonization. Human settlements on Mars or lunar bases could become symbols of unity, built not just with technology, but with a collective sense of purpose. Your individual search for meaning becomes intertwined with humanity's quest to survive and thrive beyond our blue planet. If your connection to the universe is genuine, every step we take into space echoes your innate desire to belong, to grow, and to contribute to something enduring. In practical terms, nurturing this connection means cultivating curiosity and compensating for the disconnect many feel from the natural world. Spending time under the night sky, observing stars without technology blinding you to their true brilliance, can remind you of your place in the universe. It sparks a sense of wonder that fuels innovation. At the same time, embracing this perspective helps you see challenges not as insurmountable obstacles, but as opportunities to learn and evolve, both as an individual and as part of a larger whole. Your relationship with the universe becomes a lens through which you view every problem, inspiring solutions that are sustainable, thoughtful, and rooted in a profound understanding of life's interconnectedness. This outlook can be a guiding force, turning the future of space and technology into a reflection of your own inner growth. Chapter 11. The Art of Connection. Living the Pulse. Tapping into cosmic energy might sound abstract, but in truth, it's about tuning into the natural flow that surrounds us all. Think of this energy as a gentle river coursing through everything, the stars, the trees, even your own heartbeat. Engaging with it doesn't require mystic rituals or grand ceremonies. Simple, grounded practices work just as well. Meditation, for instance, is a powerful tool to quiet your mind and become more receptive to that unseen rhythm. As you settle into your space, focus on your breath, noticing how each inhale invites the universe in, and each exhale releases worries that block your connection. Over time, this calm awareness opens channels to what some might call the cosmic consciousness, a sense that you are part of something bigger than yourself. Creative expression acts as a bridge to tap into this universal flow. When you put your feelings, stories, or visions into art, music, dance, or writing, you're translating intangible energies into tangible forms. These acts are almost like sending signals into the universe, signals that say, I see you, I feel you, I want to connect. When you paint a canvas or strum a guitar with intention, released from self-criticism and filled with genuine emotion, you allow the energy to flow freely. Think of it as tuning your personal frequency to that of the cosmos. Not only does this practice deepen your own experience, but it can also inspire others around you to attune their own melodies and stories to the collective hum of life. Community engagement offers another profound way to synchronize with cosmic energy. Humans are inherently social beings, and sharing your journey with others can amplify your connection to that universal pulse. Participating in group practices, whether it's a meditation circle, a dance gathering, or a simple walking group in nature, creates a collective field of energy. This shared intent and presence lift each person's vibration, making it easier to access the cosmic flow. For example, joining a local drum circle or a yoga class fosters a communal vibe where energy becomes contagious, syncing everyone's rhythm. Over time, these interactions foster a sense of belonging, reminding you that we all move to the same universal beat, even when our individual melodies differ. Practicing daily rituals that honor this energy can deepen your connection. Setting aside a few moments each day, whether to meditate, create art, or share with others, creates a stable space where this energy can enter and flow. It might be lighting a candle during meditation or writing a gratitude list in the morning. These small acts act like opening a window to the universe, allowing cosmic energy to cascade into your life. Remember, the key isn't in performing perfect routines, but in cultivating a genuine openness to the energy that's already present all around us. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes to feel energy's subtle shifts, guiding you through daily life with a sense of grounded connection and vibrant vitality. To make these practices even more effective, consider pairing them with mindful observation of your surroundings. Take a moment to notice the wind, the sound of birds, or the patterns of light and shadow. These natural phenomena are expressions of cosmic energy in motion, living proof that you don't need to go far or do anything complicated to engage with it. Small, consistent steps like this can change your entire experience of life, helping you feel more centered, inspired, and in tune with that unseen but ever-present force. Ultimately, connecting with cosmic energy becomes a personal journey, marked by moments of stillness and creative action, nudging you closer to living consciously in harmony with the universe's heartbeat. Healing through connection. Imagine a small town where people, despite their busy lives, gather regularly in the town square to share stories, laughter, and support. Over time, a remarkable shift occurs, not just in individual attitudes, but in the collective spirit of the community. People start feeling more connected, less isolated, and deeply aware that their well-being is intertwined with the well-being of others. These stories aren't just tales of coincidence. They are proof that when people embrace their shared energy, they ignite a powerful ripple effect that can transform lives and entire communities. There's something poetic about how one person's act of kindness can ignite a chain reaction that touches dozens, even hundreds, beyond their immediate circle. Take, for example, a woman who starts volunteering at a local shelter after her own struggles. Her genuine care sparks others to step up, too, leading to a wave of community support that creates a safe space for those most in need. These moments of connection reveal how human energy isn't just about feelings. It's a tangible force capable of healing wounds, building trust, and fostering resilience. When we see these stories unfold, it's clear that embracing our shared energy isn't a soft idea. It's a real, measurable way to bring about change. One example that resonates deeply involves a group of neighbors who decided to turn a neglected patch of land into a community garden. At first, it was just a few people with shovels and seeds, but as the garden grew, so did their bonds. Sharing labor, sharing harvests, and sharing conversations beneath the sun, they discovered that tending to something together created a sense of belonging no amount of individual effort could replicate. Their collective energy cultivated more than vegetables. It fostered trust, hope, and a renewed sense of purpose. These stories remind us that action rooted in connection can dismantle feelings of loneliness and build bridges where there once were walls. For many, these narratives act as a mirror, showing that their own struggles and triumphs are not isolated incidents, but threads woven into a larger fabric of human experience. People across cultures and backgrounds are discovering that embracing interconnectedness isn't just about spirituality or philosophy. It's about real, tangible outcomes. When communities recognize the power they hold in uniting shared energy, they become capable of extraordinary resilience during tough times. Whether through local initiatives or simple acts of kindness, stories of transformation remind us that healing happens most profoundly when we realize we are part of an unbreakable web of life, each connected strand vital to the whole. Listening to these stories often sparks a feeling that's not just admiration, but motivation. It's inspiring to see how shared energy isn't just an abstract concept. It's a living force that can be felt, seen, and experienced firsthand. When someone reaches out with openness and genuine care, it's like sending a spark into a dark room. Suddenly, others feel safe enough to ignite their own lights. This mutual exchange creates a cycle of warmth and support that can ripple outward far beyond the original act. Understanding that your small gesture contributes to a larger wave of goodness helps shift perspectives, making it clear that each of us holds the seed of transformation within our everyday actions. By hearing these stories, we are reminded that the power of connection isn't reserved for extraordinary circumstances. It resides in simple, authentic interactions. Listening without judgment, sharing honestly, offering a helping hand, or just being present. These acts, though seemingly small, are actually the building blocks of profound change. They demonstrate that healing through connection is accessible to everyone and that every effort to foster real relationships contributes to a collective energy capable of shifting entire communities. If more people recognize the strength inherent in their shared energy, the world could become a place where empathy and mutual support are the norm rather than the exception. A practical way to tap into this power is to actively seek out opportunities to connect authentically with others in your daily life. Sometimes, a simple conversation with a stranger or a moment of genuine acknowledgement can be enough to ignite a spark of shared understanding. In corporate settings, fostering environments that encourage openness and collaboration can lead to similar transformations. Remember, every story of connectivity begins with a single act, your act, and it spreads outward, touching lives you may never directly encounter. These stories serve as gentle proof that healing through connection isn't just a hope. It's a real, living force waiting for you to participate in. The next time you're faced with an opportunity to show kindness or understanding, embrace it. You're not just touching one person. You're weaving yourself into the fabric of collective resilience and hope. A call to dance. Imagine life itself as a grand dance, a swirling movement that beckons you to step in with awareness and enthusiasm. This dance isn't about perfect steps or flawless rhythm. It's about feeling each beat beneath your skin and allowing your body to respond naturally. When you participate fully, you begin to see that every moment is an invitation, a chance to connect, express, and flow with the universe rather than resisting it. Movement becomes a form of celebration, a way to honor your own unique rhythm while tuning into the larger symphony around you. The key is to shed the idea that life's dance requires perfection, and instead, embrace the beauty of spontaneous, authentic motion that aligns with your inner truth. Through this approach, you start to live with more purpose, curiosity, and joy, precisely because you are no longer just observing. You are actively participating in the ongoing choreography of existence. Living this way encourages a shift from being a passive observer to an active participant, truly engaging with how life unfolds moment by moment. When you move through your days with curiosity, you begin noticing patterns, rhythms, and details that once went unnoticed. It might be the way sunlight filters through your window, casting dancing shadows on the floor, or the gentle sway of trees in the breeze, almost inviting you to join their own slow, deliberate dance. There's a quiet magic in recognizing that your life is part of a universal rhythm, and that your role isn't to fight against it, but to find harmony within it. This attitude fosters a sense of purpose because it anchors you to something much larger than your individual struggles. It sparks a desire to explore, learn, and grow, motivated by the wonder that arises when curiosity leads instead of fear or complacency. Moving with purpose, style, and openness turns each day into a step in a dance that is uniquely yours, meaningful, alive, and infused with joy. To embrace this cosmic dance fully, start by paying close attention to your internal landscape. Notice how your body feels. Are you tense, relaxed, eager, hesitant? Your physical state is a vital guide, revealing where your energy is flowing or stagnating. From there, allow yourself moments of intentional movement, whether through stretching, dancing in your living room, or simply walking with mindful awareness. These moments serve as tiny wake-up calls, reminding you that movement isn't separate from life but woven into it. As you deepen your awareness, you may find a shift in perspective. That joy isn't an elusive prize, but an accessible state of being available whenever you choose to align your actions with your essence. By participating fully in this dance, letting curiosity lead the way, you foster resilience, open-heartedness, and a sense of adventure that transforms ordinary days into something extraordinary. The dance invites you to show up with your whole self, ready to move, listen, and learn as the universe continues turning gracefully around you. Chapter 12. The Eternal Now. Time as a cosmic illusion. Imagine standing in the middle of a vast, open field just as the sun begins to rise. The sky is painted with shades of pink and gold, and in that fleeting moment, everything feels perfectly alive. That is what the present moment is, an instant where all of existence gathers, alive and breathing. It's easy to think of time as a long line stretching into the future or a memory lane behind us. But what if, in truth, the only real time is right here, right now? Everything that ever was or will be is somehow embedded within this singular, sacred now. It's as if the universe decided to condense itself into this single point, urging us to realize that all stories, all memories, and all dreams are contained within this eternal present. This idea can feel a little hard to grasp at first, especially because we are so conditioned to believe that change happens over time, from yesterday to tomorrow, from childhood to old age. Yet, when you step back and observe closely, you notice that times are moments layered upon each other. The past is a memory stored in your mind, a story you tell yourself, but it only exists now as a thought. The future is a projection, a heartbeat away, built from your hopes, fears, and plans. The only thing truly tangible, the only place where life is fully happening, is this very moment. When you truly acknowledge this, you realize that the entire universe, with all its planets, galaxies, and particles, is streaming through your awareness, unfolding in a never-ending present. Many spiritual traditions emphasize that the present is the doorway to understanding the universe. It's where creation begins and ends. Think of it as a cosmic canvas, continually being painted anew with each breath you take. When you slow down enough to really experience this, you notice that time itself starts to feel less like a ticking clock and more like a flowing river. You can sit by this river and watch as everything, the rush of thoughts, the feelings of joy or pain, passes without clinging or resisting. In that quiet observing, you start to see that the story of the universe is written not in distant stars or cosmic calendars, but within this fleeting, precious now. It's the only time where miracles happen, where consciousness itself is alive and aware of itself. Understanding that the present holds the entire universe's story can dramatically change the way you experience life. It brings a sense of freedom because you realize your worries about the future or regrets about the past are just stories making noise in the background. The truth is, when you focus on this moment, you find that you already have everything you need. The universe isn't some distant entity waiting to reveal its secrets. It's right here in each breath, each sensation, each thought that passes through your awareness. Embracing this truth can erase the illusion of separation, reminding you that you're not just a passenger in time. You're the conscious witness of the unfolding story of everything, all happening now. So, next time you feel overwhelmed by the rush of life or lost in the maze of memories and worries, remind yourself that this very moment, with its sounds, sensations, and sights, is where the entire cosmos resides. It's where eternity and infinity meet, wrapped in what seems like a fleeting second. Trust that in staying present, you are stepping into the heart of the universe itself, which is always accessible in the space of your awareness. When you begin to see this, time loses some of its power, and life becomes a rich unfolding of now, moment by moment, forever. The dance never ends. Energy flows like a perpetual dance that never truly pauses. It pulses through everything: plants, animals, the air we breathe, and the fire within us. When you look at nature, you see this dance vividly. The sun rises and sets, tides ebb and flow, seasons change, and life continuously renews itself in an eternal rhythm. We often think of energy as something finite, something we work hard to gather or conserve, but that perspective misses its true essence. Energy is less about accumulation and more about transformation, a continuous shifting from one form to another, an unending loop that sustains the universe. This cycle isn't just a distant cosmic pattern. It's embedded in your daily life, in how your body moves, how your thoughts cycle, and how your feelings evolve. Once you recognize energy as a limitless flow, your mindset shifts from viewing it as a scarce resource to seeing it as an infinite well you can tap into and contribute to. Imagine a dancer spinning gracefully, her movements fluid, her motion seamless. This is akin to energy itself, never stopping but constantly changing shape. When you bring awareness to this perspective, your daily struggles may begin to feel less like obstructions and more like opportunities for renewal. Challenges often deplete our energy, yes, but they also clear space for something new to emerge. Just as after a storm the sky clears, after a period of hardship, growth often follows. Seeing energy as a dance reminds us that every ending is just a prelude to a new beginning. It's like the universe winks and whispers, "Keep moving, the music never stops." If you approach life with this sense of rhythm and continuity, you become less attached to the ups and downs, understanding that all moments are part of a grand, ongoing cycle. Embracing this view can foster patience, resilience, and a sense of peace that no fleeting setback can undo. This endless dance is also responsible for the force of renewal we see everywhere. Think about how a forest regrows after a fire, or how your body heals itself after a cut. These processes mirror the ceaseless rhythm of energy constantly transforming, rejuvenating, and creating. When you begin to see yourself as part of this infinite flow, it fundamentally shifts your relationship with life. You stop viewing setbacks as the end of the story. Instead, you see them as the pause before a new movement begins. This perspective invites a gentle patience and a trust that everything, including your personal growth, is unfolding perfectly within this limitless dance. Understanding this natural rhythm of renewal can give you confidence during turbulent times, knowing that just as night turns into dawn, your struggles will give way to strength and clarity in due time. Recognizing energy's cyclical, unending nature isn't just poetic philosophy. It's a practical approach for how you can engage with your own life. When you notice that your energy ebbs and flows, you can better match your activities to your natural rhythm instead of rushing against it. For example, if you feel depleted, rather than pushing harder, it's wise to honor that moment as part of a cycle. Rest and reflection can fuel the subsequent surge of energy when your body or mind is ready. Similarly, channeling your focus into small, consistent actions helps sustain this dance without burnout. Think of energy like a wave. Sometimes you ride high, other times you rest, but the movement continues regardless. When you accept this rhythm, you become a participant rather than a victim of life's fluctuations, trusting that each phase is necessary for the ongoing dance of creation and renewal. The reader's invitation. Imagine for a moment that your life isn't lived in isolation, but as a single beat in a vast, infinite rhythm that connects everything. When you acknowledge this, your everyday actions, your choices, your thoughts, your breaths, become part of a grander dance that has been unfolding since the dawn of time. Living with this awareness is not about losing yourself in some abstract cosmic sea, but about recognizing your role as a vital note, a pulse that keeps the whole melody alive. It's a challenge that asks you to step beyond the confines of ego and see yourself as an integral part of something much larger, something that never stops moving, expanding, and evolving. Understanding your place in this pattern can be a startling realization. It shifts the perspective from me and mine to us and ours, dissolving barriers between you and the universe. When you start living with this awareness, a new sense of responsibility and purpose emerges. You realize that your small actions ripple outward, influencing the waves of energy that ripple through all existence. This isn't about perfection or grand gestures. It's about cultivating a daily habit of consciousness, acknowledging your interconnectedness, and embracing the role you hold in this cosmic dance. Challenging yourself in this way isn't meant to be heavy or daunting, but rather to spark a sense of awe and participation in a living universe that isn't static but flowing, responsive, and alive. To truly live as part of this cosmic pulse, begin by paying close attention to your internal rhythms, your breath, heartbeat, and thoughts. Notice how they sync with the world around you when you pause. Try stepping outside in silence and observing how nature pulses, how trees sway, birds call, and wind whispers, all in harmony. Recognize that your presence, like a single note, adds to the larger symphony. This awareness can be a powerful act of rebellion against the tendency to see life as separate, run on autopilot. Instead, challenge yourself daily to see each moment as interconnected, a chance to contribute to the harmony rather than disrupt it. Even small acts like a kind word, a moment of patience, or mindful breathing serve as notes in the ongoing symphony, shaping the rhythm of your existence and the universe itself. Epilogue, the song continues. A personal reflection. There's a particular evening etched into my memory where the sky felt unusually vast. The kind of night that wraps around you like a familiar blanket, yet sparks a sense of infinite possibility. Standing outside, I looked upward and felt a profound connection, as if I was part of a larger story unfolding in the dark. In that quiet moment, the stars seemed to whisper truths about the universe, and by extension, about ourselves, that are easy to overlook in the rush of daily life. It was as if the universe was reaching out with gentle, unseen hands, inviting me to recognize my place within its endless dance of matter and energy. This experience transformed my understanding of growth. It wasn't just about personal achievements or milestones, but about recognizing how we are all intertwined in the larger tapestry of existence. When I look up at the night sky, I don't see a distant, cold expanse. I see a mirror of our shared curiosity, our collective longing to understand what lies beyond our reach. That moment of shared wonder became a reminder that growth is rooted in curiosity and humility. It's in acknowledging that no matter how much we learn or how far we go, there is always more to discover, to ourselves and the universe alike. This connection taught me that embracing wonder isn't a sign of naivety, but a mark of courage. It takes bravery to look beyond our immediate worries and to accept the vastness of what we don't understand. Every star, every streak of light across the sky, contains stories of creation and transformation, themes that resonate deeply with our own journeys. We borrow strength from these cosmic stories, finding motivation to expand our horizons, face challenges, and grow resilient in the face of life's uncertainties. That shared sense of awe reminds us that growth isn't a solitary pursuit, but a mutual experience, fostered by recognizing our smallness against eternity and our capacity for wonder. Reflecting on this moment, I realize that sharing such experiences nurtures our sense of being part of something larger. Whether it's through gazing at constellations, contemplating the vastness of space, or simply pausing to breathe and observe, these acts of connection anchor us in a universe that is constantly whispering truths of growth and transformation. The more we open ourselves to wonder, the more we begin to see our own stories as interconnected strands, each one contributing something unique to the universal fabric. This insight isn't just poetic fluff. It's a practical reminder that cultivating wonder fuels our personal development and keeps us grounded while daring us to dream bigger. The reader's legacy. Your journey through this chapter isn't just about absorbing ideas. It's about transforming them into acts that leave a lasting mark. Think of each insight as a pebble you toss into a calm pond. Its ripples spread outward, touching everything in their path. When you start seeing the effects of small shifts in your mindset or habits, you'll realize that true change often begins with simple acts that grow into larger waves. Carrying these insights beyond this moment is about making a conscious choice to live intentionally and to influence others through your example. When you start adjusting how you approach challenges, handle your relationships, or pursue your goals, you're planting seeds that can flourish in ways you might never anticipate. Most important is recognizing that your actions, whether noticeable or seemingly insignificant, create an echo that reverberates through your surroundings. Every conversation, gesture, or decision has the potential to inspire someone else, perhaps even someone you don't know personally. This is the essence of legacy, the lasting impression you leave behind, not just through words, but through the way you consistently show up in your life. When you invest in understanding your own growth, you naturally become a source of encouragement and strength for others. This ripple effect can slowly shift environments, communities, and even cultures, as each person takes these lessons and adapts them in their own way. To nurture this ongoing cycle, start by practicing authentic presence. Pay attention to how you communicate, listen, and respond. When you face setbacks, see them as entries in your ongoing story rather than failures. Sharing your genuine experiences, including struggles and triumphs, offers real possibility to connect deeply with others. Remember, authentic change isn't about perfection, it's about persistence. Small, consistent acts, offering a kind word, setting a clear intention, choosing patience, these are what accumulate into a powerful trail of influence. The more you embrace the idea that your growth matters beyond yourself, the more natural it becomes to act in ways that lift others, creating a legacy rich with kindness, resilience, and insight. A final image. Imagine the universe not as a collection of disconnected stars or planets, but as a vast, living organism where everything is connected by unseen threads of energy. When you think about it, all that we see, massive galaxies, tiny particles, living beings, are just different expressions of the same underlying force. It's like listening to a piece of music where each instrument contributes to a single, harmonious melody. In this view, the cosmos pulses in rhythmic harmony, with each part influencing and being influenced by the whole. Recognizing this interconnectedness helps us see the universe as a living pulse, not a static collection of objects. This perspective invites us to feel the energy flowing through everything, like the gentle hum beneath the surface of reality, connecting us to the stars, the earth, and each other. When you let this idea settle in, it begins to shape your sense of your place in the bigger picture. You start to see yourself as a vital note in the grand symphony, contributing to the rhythm and melody of life itself. This isn't just poetic fancy. It's a grounded understanding that shifts how you experience your everyday world. When you realize you're part of something infinite and interconnected, it can bring a sense of peace and purpose that resonates deep within. Visualizing the cosmos as one interconnected rhythm can serve as a powerful anchor during tough times. It reminds us that no struggle is isolated. Like a ripple spreading across water, our feelings and actions influence the whole. This awareness can empower you to approach challenges with a quiet confidence, knowing that your energy has the potential to ripple outward in ways you might never see but can still influence positively. Imagine the energy of your intentions flowing outward, connecting you to the broader web of life, helping you feel less alone and more part of a greater pulse that moves through everything. This approach transforms how you see your struggles, not as isolated battles, but as threads woven into the larger fabric of the universe, pulses moving in time with the rhythm of all existence. Thank you for listening to the Pulse of the Cosmos. If these words stirred something inside you, a memory, a question, a sense of belonging, know that you're already part of the dance. You are not separate from the stars, the oceans, or the thoughts that echo across time. You are part of the rhythm. If this journey moved you, I'd be deeply grateful if you left a like, a comment, or shared it with someone you care about. And if you're ready for more, subscribe to Mindful Literary for future books that explore what it means to be human, to feel, to connect, and to evolve. Until next time, stay curious, stay open, and keep listening to the pulse.